Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Battle Arena Melbourne 15 Tekken 8 Top 8. I hope you guys are ready for some amazing and tantalizing Tekken 8 action. I am the ever-hydrated brown man, joined here today by my partner, the perfection personified.
Oh my god.
Icy Punch, how you doing, my man?
I'm excited, man. We got all these players chasing down those points. The leaderboards are kind of stacking up, and we got a crowd packing in here at the battle arena, as you wish. And since yesterday, like top 32 action has been stacked from pillar to post, and right now they're vying for those points.
They've been fighting tooth and nail. This has been one of the most stacked tournaments, and the most stacked tournament of the region.
Density, right?
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's look at the tour. You guys got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got Evo Japan that's just passed. We had Knee take that one out in amazing fashion, and most recently Combo Breaker Morgold showing his dominance right there, showing why he's the ranked #1 at the moment. And we've got Battle Arena Melbourne, where we are right now. You know, love a little Melbourne. And we got next in the next couple of weeks, we've got CEO, then the Mix-Up, then Evo Vegas, then we got the Punishment 4, Evo France for the first time ever, Paradise Game Battle, the Super Tournament in Korea, Clash of Olympians, and then capping it off with TGU, which is always the final race, the final stretch where everybody's like, I gotta get in right now.
Right. The roadmap of Masters keeps on going, and also the challengers, which are more challenger events. Me and Obama were talking about it yesterday. You gotta look at your health gauge in terms of travel. I would say fatigue, right? Because we got Head Stompers that's happening right now. You got Chain Shift. You got Ragnarok, only the best second win. There's so much to look forward to, folks. Take a screen cap of this. Mark your calendars for the Challenger events as well as the Master events, because we are well on our way. This is like the first few chapters of the TWT 2020.
This is early in the story, and this tour goes a bit longer than the previous one, so there's a lot more events, as you can see, and the points spread is going to be quite significant. There's a lot more points with Master Plus, Masters, and more challenges. But we have the global leaderboard. This is where the points have fallen so far. Morgold, as mentioned before, just recently won Combo Breaker, first in line. 1120 on the points. Knee coming in close second, 1100. King Ray with the 490. There is a big gap there, but they are no slouches in gaining points. And we've got Pina coming in at 4th, and we've got a lot of the World Warriors following right after and just trying to nip at their heels.
Yeah, since this is, like you said, the early stages of the story, you guys got to keep tuning in, because these global leaderboards will be shifting each and every week. And what is so important is for you guys to register today to make those points count. You know where to go. It's tekken-esports.bne-ent.net. Register today. Bryan is super important. Talk to him. Tell him how important it is.
Listen, man. If you earn points, if you do your performance, and you don't register, we can't see that.
We need to see.
Please, for the sake of everybody, for the sake of yourselves, if you are trying to come out here and destroy the world with your Tekken skills, you need to register and get your name on the list. So don't forget. Do it right now. Oh, wait. We wait? Okay.
No.
Wait.
Let's do it right now. I can't wait, because we have to look at the brackets here. We were talking about how stacked and packed this weekend has been, and this top 8 bracket can represent that, Bryan. Talk us through it.
It's looking crazy at the moment. We got Chikurin from Japan, and we got Ulsan from Korea. First match. These guys have a history, well, very long history, I would say. Then we got Falcons Farzeen versus Yamasa Nobi. Now this one's going to be really interesting as well, and I know a lot of people are really expecting Farzeen to make some moves here.
Oh yeah.
And tell us about the losers bracket.
Yeah, we got Arslan Ash versus Keisuke. That is going to be a barn burner of a match. Then you have Rangchu versus Knee. Honestly, you can shift the tides of the top 8 any which way, but it's crazy how you see how stacked both top 8 losers and winners side is. So I cannot wait for this this top 8 to commence.
And in an average top 8, you would expect everybody in the loser side to be on the winner side.
Yeah.
That's how stacked this tournament was. Every pool, by second round in your pools, you were probably versing a killer. If you weren't that guy yourself. And if you were probably still versing a killer. It was that crazy. But now we've got Ulsan staying hydrated, got that Melbourne coffee.
I mean, you're mentioning 2 killers, right? And these guys have put in the work. The Lars of Ulsan, what a heel turn that he was able to pull out a Lars once he came here to Melbourne. Also at that dojo event that you guys did organize. And on the side of Chikurin, though, has been rocking that Clive.
And Ulsan messaged me after the tournament. He's like, yo, 1 week Lars. I was like, oh, okay. All right, then. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I just asked you what you want to have for dinner, but all right, 1 week Lars.
1 week Lars. That's what I want for dinner. But what we have on stage right now is the first match of the top 8, folks. Winner's side, Clive versus Lars action here at the Midnight Siege.
If I remember correctly, they haven't played too many times in tournament in Tekken 8. I believe the last time was actually at FV Major last year in Malaysia.
Wow.
And that was Lily Drag. Completely different characters. But Ulsan took that one out 2-0, very clean, and he had Chikurin on the ropes and had him chasing and really punished him for it. So let's see, with these different characters, it's a different year, a different version of the game. Let's see what they've got in store for us.
Same players, different characters, same story here in TWT 2025. 1+2 engaged. Chikurin now is going to try to make the most out of this. Ulsan, though, responds with another heat engage.
And they're both heavy on the heat at the moment. I can see Chikurin's trying to push Ulsan's wall to the back, but Ulsan fighting his way out with a diving spear.
Oh, Chikurin unable to maximize that heat usage. The Phoenix Shift 4 has been one of the successors of Chikurin's game plan. Let's see if he'll go back to it, but the launch on Ulsan, though.
An excellent whiff, excellent punish there. Gets him into the wall explosion. This is the first round. It's gone for 55 seconds already. Ulsan closes it out with 3 seconds to spare. They are feeling each other out, and they do not want to make any mistakes, but that is inevitable. Ulsan was able to capitalize on a major one there to close it out.
One big scramble could spell disaster in this game, folks. Plus frames after plus frames on Chikurin's side, but Ulsan responds in return by pushing towards the center of the stage.
Now Ulsan trying to lock Chikurin down there with the quick pokes, the plus frames, and just really test him. But Chikurin doing a great job. We've seen a lot of players crumble under this pressure, but Chikurin, the veteran he is able to maneuver around, but again, is getting caught. Stray hits everywhere. And Ulsan activating that heat.
Yeah, just for a bit of a timeout, right? The back one's the Delta Slicer, just for him to keep things safe. Chikurin, though, eats that launch, scoop up, follow-up, and the mid to close it for Ulsan to take round number 2.
And he is spinning there, right there. He's feeling himself. He's warming up in the end of the round.
5-time, 5-round.
Five time.
Exactly. So
punish on the down forward 1-3. Now Chikurin getting big rewards here, stabbing the spear into the ground. Got his claws out.
That lightning staff really pays dividends. You know what? Clive does have a lot of big counter hitting tools, a lot of big hitting tools, but speaking of big hits, we have Ulsan with the first rage art of the game, just to add a little bit, just add a timeout into the clock here.
He felt that in his gut, and it worked out pretty well. Recovered a little bit of health. Chikurin still with a heavy life lead and a little bit of resource, but Ulsan lets his heat go there for the plus frame pressure to push Chikurin back to the wall.
I like how Chikurin just played it safe, like let's get rid of the heat, the Delta Slicer, but the back against the wall, able to get the parry, and also getting a bit of the stock usage. Get over here, says Chikurin.
Amazing work there, really using Clive's tools extremely well in very obtuse ways, but he's looking like he's able to take this round and maybe save himself for the first game. But Ulsan trying to close it out with the low jab, plus frames into the mix. Excellent work there from Ulsan. He saw Chikurin was slowly figuring out some things in that in the end of that last round and just put a stop to it very quickly.
You know what? 2 of those rounds really went down to the wire, so you can see how well they're able to space each other out, find the timing. Ulsan, though, like you said, stopping that momentum is super important, especially up against a character like Clive.
It's amazing, and that's the thing. Clive, both of these characters currently in their versions are heavily knowledge check based.
Yes.
And so the way these guys are playing, they have done their homework. They have done their 8 hours a day and eat their Wheaties.
The thing is, how do you knowledge check a 1 week Lars, right? He's just like figuring stuff out as we go. So I think that's one of the advantages Ulsan has, because, you know, it's like honeymoon phase of this character, I guess, with how he's using it. The sidestep from the 1+2.
Slow work and breaks the glass. I hope Lee has some insurance. And he's going to break some more. Get a contractor in. Tries to catch him on the ground.
Able to actually catch him waking up. Chikurin, not much life. Delta Slicer, dash in. But Chikurin now has some resources to work with and a balcony break. Unfortunately, back one lands.
I think he was really hoping for that wall splat with that second shot, but Ulsan clutches it out there, takes the first round in the second game, and now trying to lock him down once again with that. He went flying. No fly zone, sir. Please land.
Yeah, we can't fly here, but we got the Phoenix Shift 4 once again. That's how he was able to open up Arslan Ash yesterday, so Ulsan can't eat too much of those.
Chikurin trying to play that range 1.5 game. You see, backing up a little bit, waiting for Ulsan to maybe try and have to come in and commit to something, and catch him on the come in.
Okay, 1+2 gets blocked, no heat engage. We go for a burst on Ulsan's side, and Chikurin responds in return.
He was off on the left axis and really gets the low there to close it out.
Yeah, like you said, very knowledge-based, knowledge check-based, but that low from the entry stands. 1+2 engage, though, to start out the offense for Chikurin.
Chikurin letting it all fly. He knows if he does not take this round, he is going to the loser's side. So you can see he's putting it all on the table, using up his resources early, and Ulsan with the G-Clef.
Yep, the 1-1-1 Delta Slicer for him to be in heat. Has to be very careful here. He's got access to lightning. Lars, the God of Thunder here. Oh, low! It gets blocked and punished by Ulsan.
We're going to see him take this one to the wall. As I always say, Lars is the #1 travel agent. Always book with him. But Clive doesn't seem like he wants to go anywhere at the moment. But he looks like he's in trouble. Back one into the flip over. Running one. Chikurin staying alive.
Oh! That Lars travel agency is sending a one-way ticket to loser's bracket for Clive. Quite unfortunate there. But what an attempt by Chikurin there. I mean, it's just Ulsan, how he was able to kind of open him up, cycle through his offense, really find the openings, and kind of pick apart the defenses there.
That's incredible. And again, he has not been playing this character for very long, but he has been playing the game for very long.
Oh, yeah.
So he's one of those players that he's so fundamentally sound that he can just kind of pick up a character, put the time in, and he is training against, the best players in the world. That does help, and he can just reach this point where he's in top 8 running the Lars the whole time.
I think it also helps that, this season, Lars is quite strong. I mean, we're going to see it again because we have Nobi coming up, and he has been using that Lars, so he is going to be another one. And we have yet to see a little bit of adversity being faced by Ulsan, so he's going to be waiting in the wings. And Chikurin, unfortunately, will be sent over to the loser side. So let's see if he's going to make some adjustments. Maybe he just needs needs to sit on some ice or be benched for a bit just to figure out the Lars matchup.
What's funny? I would not be surprised if he has a Lars himself.
Yeah,
he plays everybody.
Yeah, he labs a lot. And I was actually thinking he'd bring out the Lily, but the way Clive is right now, I'm pretty sure he's going to stick to that Clive. But might bring out that Lars, might have his Zafina, heck, maybe an Oscar.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Chikurin known for, he will find, whether it's publicly understood or not, he will find what he feels is one of the most strongest or optimal characters to use, and he will just work on them intensely. And sometimes it may be what is looked at like a rogue pick. Like for a lot of people, I think they've kind of forgotten about Clive a little bit. As he got adjusted, a lot of people kind of dropped him and went somewhere else. But he's like, nah, there's something here. I don't think you guys are seeing it.
There's something cooking here. So we just have to wait to see how Chikurin will be faring on the lower side of things. Now on stage, folks, we have Farzeen versus Nobi. Potential Victor and, I would say, Lars matchup.
I think so. Now, the last time these guys faced, I believe there was only one major time in tournament, and that was at TWT Finals 2024. So last year, just maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and that went in Farzeen's favor. 2-0, a very strong showing.
Wow.
So let's see if Nobi here today with a new character can even the score.
Yeah, because yesterday he had that air of dominance. Lars in particular is just really hard to deal with, especially with veteran players like Nobi, like Ulsan piloting this character. But what I have to say with Farzeen is that he plays with the counter hit timing of Victor so well, plays with a lot of that back two very well, so he's going to have to be very careful when he comes with the approach of Lars here in this matchup. Midnight Siege again, what's going on here?
Action replay, let's go. All right, now we're just saving budget. Again, relocation costs are quite
too much.
We gotta keep it chill here. All right, we got Yamasa Nobi from Japan versus Falcons Farzeen from Pakistan, fighting to make it to winners finals.
Early lead of life for Nobi, but we do see Farzeen able to get the running 2 and able to capitalize on this combo.
And using some of his heat there to really get some extra pressure, going for the upward swipe. Against him up. Very excellent read.
That upward swipe, he's got to be careful. That new move, especially in that EI stance. But Nobi, though, able to play with heat very well, regenerating it back, but the back 2, unable to get him, though.
Big reversal attempt there from Farzeen, but Nobi at range 0 was able to block, didn't press anything in that moment. Farzeen flying in, flying daggers.
Oh, able to, the flash, that Farzeen flash. Able to catch him off guard, so it makes you second guess your timing. And the sidewalk unable to get the launch, though.
We're going to use that Farzeen flash, that's fire.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Nobi doesn't think so, but goes for the low swipe, goes for the ankles. Farzeen slashing back, trying to keep him at the wall. Big back 4 knee into the extended animation.
You can kind of see the differences in the two Larses, right? Always go into that timing and trying to go for the limited entry option there, but Farzeen able to actually pull the brakes here on Nobi's offense.
A huge geyser there gets clipped at the wall. Nobi having to fight back, very close on health, but as I say that, Nobi takes a big lead, summons lightning, good friends with Zeus, whiffs on the diving spear, but is able to close it out with a toe tap.
Yeah, heat on heat. Nobi was able to win that exchange. Farzeen now trying to get back on the board in terms of rounds.
Nobi's trying to make his way in, but Farzeen's doing an amazing job at just keeping him at bay, getting those knife swipes to just stop him at any moment.
Yeah, just that plus frame new move, right? Continuing just to add pressure, but Nobi making sure he's going to make use of this heat while he still can. Gets the low. The wall was not his friend there, but the Delta Slicer able to open him up.
The unfortunate side switch caused Nobi to feel like he needed to use his heat to get away from the wall using that G-Clef, and now Farzeen one hit away, but slowly recovering that health. Nobi flying to the wall.
Okay, mid-check after mid-check, Farzeen scores round number 3.
All right, 1-2 at the moment. This is going back and forth. Very intense, very close games. And you can see a sense of urgency in both of these players, and they are not slowing down.
They are not standing in the pocket here. Now we're introducing some lows, but Nobi unable to capitalize on that.
Now off axis there with the downward kick.
Yeah.
Farzeen activating heat to start moving forward, uses that ground shield.
Okay, trying to keep him against the wall, but Farzeen retaliates in return, swipes the legs. We go for a burst.
Check it with that Ulsan 4. Farzeen keeping his momentum. Tried to go for that double low strike, but Nobi not having it.
Oh my goodness. Able to get the gunshot to close it out. Farzeen means business, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent work. That was a very close game. The round count didn't quite show and illustrate perhaps how close those rounds were. But both of them know, and they're going to have to think about how they're going to adapt in game 2.
Yeah, when it comes to like the macro, the micro sense of things, you really have to look into the intricacies of the back and forths. Nobi, I think, once he got into heat, he really started to feel that momentum. But Farzeen got a little more coming on the approach and the neutral.
That's right, and we're seeing that now. He's coming in, hits him with that counter hit right in the face, taking him downtown to the wall, and gonna get a hefty life lead.
Plus frames, and continues on with the up forward 1 series. So now Nobi is gonna have to be very careful how he's gonna utilize this heat.
And he's throwing all the resources in because he wants to keep him here. He's doing a great job. Slowly though, Nobi finding his footing. Excellent counter hit on the low sweep and about to take his turn back.
Speaking of finding his footing, he found Farzeen's footing. Actually, he took him out of his footing. But now Nobi, nice throw escape there. Farzeen not much to work with except for rage.
All right, excellent work here. Nobi finishes off with the rage art, keeps it safe, doesn't want to take any risk, gives himself a moment to breathe.
Okay, that is super important here, just to kind of stop the momentum, realign, readjust, and try to reclaim this game from Farzeen. 1 round in the hole for Nobi.
And at the start of the round, both of them just take turns starting to push, and then they just go back and forth.
Ooh.
And they hit elbow, taking his time, but a power crush takes it back, dodges the blitz. I'm not falling for that second time.
Oh, the sidewalk, and able to actually get a good combo here, even it's a little off axis.
Nice, goes for the spin there, limited entry. At the back four. Just father like son, man. They love just picking people up by the neck and just yeeting them.
Exactly. So the back 4 has been money so far on Nobi's side. Farzeen's got to stop this momentum train that is Lars.
Farzeen taking advantage of infinite plus frames at the moment. He is going hard and fast, not letting Nobi think for a moment. And he's looking like he's about to take a 7 golden letters with a heat smash.
That's crazy. He's on a speed run in that round number 3. Let's see if Nobi can slow things down. However, we do see him just punching him out of the power crushes. And now Nobi trying to open up Farzeen.
He's running the current new Nobi Classic, running 1 mix for those plus frames in the stands. But Farzeen dealing with it very well, and employing some of his plus frames himself.
Ooh, able to actually, he actually baited out the back too. And now Farzeen eats lightning for breakfast. Nobi able to retaliate. It was 3-1 in rounds in game 1. He did the same. Excellent response.
Nobi trying to make a Lars Mirror winners final, man.
Oh, man.
Lars fans are eating good at the moment.
The 2 of them. They're going to be on stage for sure.
Oh, just one. Lars fan.
Lars. But we do head, relocation costs, Brown. Look at this. We're back in Delicate Balance.
I don't know. Budget's getting hefty out here.
I know. So is the confidence rising in Nobi? Let's see as he tries to attempt to just jab interrupt with the down ones.
I think he is. Right now we're seeing a lot of stick and move from Nobi. He's hitting a couple, backing up, waiting for Farzeen to retaliate, because in the last game, especially round start, he would start or Farzeen would start and they would not back up and they just started trading blows.
Ooh, sidestep unable to capitalize, forcing Farzeen to actually use his heat. No more meter on both sides here.
And excellent work here from both players, getting similarly on health, but Farzeen a little bit of a life lead, goes for the double low slash and goes back to the legs. Third time's the charm, he's got all three of them.
So Nobi playing around with that movement, but a little bit of hesitation, a little gun shy here for Farzeen to capitalize on that round number 1.
And that downward backhand. Ooh. Lars is an amazingly strong start of the round with it, but Farzeen,
whoa!
Big Grease is like, nah, you hit me with 3 of those at the end of that round. I'm not letting you continue that. Excellent knock on the high, activates heat, got him to the wall. Huge combo here, and still full of resource.
Oh my god, still keep the lightning going. The lightning storms continue on with that mid, and Nobi. Excellent response in round number 2.
Perfectly even. Amazing set so far, running 3 for the plus frames, but Farzeen low jab to stop any momentum coming his way.
I like how they're just stealing turns from each other, just making sure they know the timing of each other. So just constantly checking, right? So Farzeen still got to get some damage on the board here to keep things competitive.
Come on, guys, you got to learn to share. Take your turns, man. What's going on?
No, this is my turn.
Come on, man. You got to learn to share. All right, now big spike of the lightning. Fighting back, has that heat. Goes to the upward double strike, chases him down.
Wow, from back turn, and also the wall was his friend that time, but Farzeen unfortunately couldn't capitalize. Still continue on. He's going to punish that kip up. What do we got?
The backswing blow, and follows up, running 1. Goes for the double downward strikes, but Farzeen fighting back with that challenge to get to set point.
Here we have it, folks. Farzeen at set point. Nobi trying to fight back, going for the big swipe down below, and we do see Nobi continuing to attack the legs.
And again, he's in space. Whoa! He's got that counter hit on that down back 4, hit off the guns, and Farzeen trying to close this one out here.
It's a gun show right now. Don't bring lightning to a gunfight, says Farzeen. Finds the wall as well, trying to capitalize as much as he can. Plus frames after plus frames.
He's got the anger of the earth on his side, brings up that geyser, now keeping him at that wall, and the downward strike on the sword to close it out. Farzeen, we blinked and he just brought it back.
Obliterated the life, the way he was able to make that happen. Amazing stuff. So Farzeen moving on, gonna face Ulsan, sending Nobi to the loser side.
Okay. Nobi going to losers. That's a dangerous place for everyone else in losers to be.
I honestly think anywhere in the top 8, you can actually argue it's just a dangerous place to be at. Exercise caution when you're in the top 8 and bam.
Oh, that was all right. Let's talk. I want to think about that one for a second. So there was a lot of opportunities where Farzeen definitely knows enough about that matchup where he was able to challenge at opportune points. He didn't usually get hit counter on situations where, oh, bro, you shouldn't be pressing your super minus or whatever. Yeah. He challenged at decent places, and it made it more difficult for Nobi to be able to employ the game he's been running against everybody else and found successful.
Yeah.
And especially on those, he was threatening with those parries, those reversals, the Farzeen flash, and he made him hesitate a few times, and he did. I think that extra layer of hesitation did help Farzeen out.
And usually, when we talk about Nobi, he's offense personified, right? He wants to be the aggressor. He wants to bully the pace. But Farzeen just adds that layer with the flash, and also the down back 4. That was super well timed. He wasn't really going to the well too much about it, but when he did, it definitely counted.
That was pivotal. So. He chose the exact moment. And then again, that goes back into, okay, is he going to start using it now, or is it just then? And then you got to start worrying about it. But amazing, amazing work. We'll see both of those guys back on soon. But right now, we have Arslan Ash versus Keisuke. Japan versus Korea on the loser's side. So somebody is going to fall here and have to play against Nobi.
Yeah, Japan versus Pakistan. So it seems like it's...
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't realize I didn't say it. My bad. Japan versus Pakistan. That's a storied one. We're always looking at Pakistan versus Korea, but Japan versus Pakistan is starting to become more and more, as more Japanese players are traveling a lot, we're seeing a lot more of that talent show itself, and that rivalry start cooking up.
Start to bloom, I would have to say, and the Japan players have been showing up. Nobi, Chikurin, as well as Keisuke, both qualifying for EWC, and also here at top 8. If I look at the leaderboards in terms of this one, it is Arslan Ash at 10th place with 330 points, and Keisuke, you know, still looking to get more points. He has 110 points at 44th. Again, this is just the start of the World Tour, but you can kind of see where Japan is slowly making their name from themselves and inserting themselves in the group chat, you know?
Who invented this guy? I'm here now.
Yeah, he's here, dude. He's in the group
It's
chat.
happening Friday night. Now, we're back. We're back at this stage. I'm loving it today.
It's always the start. It's always Midnight Siege. But I would have to say extra urgency in this match, Bryan, man, since it is losers top 8.
Yes, there's a lot on the line. That Kazuya's looking fresh. I just got mesmerized by that suit. That is so sick.
That's real snakeskin, bro. That's white.
All right, excellent punish. Pistons. Now, Kazuya, traditionally, it is hard for him to fight against characters like Nina, who are super agile, super pokey. Don't give him the space to start using his best tool.
Exactly, but that wall explosion able to keep Arslan Ash at bay, but he is known to live in this type of territory. Keisuke needs to kill and kill now, and that's what he did.
Amazing work, and they used that heat dash to really use the plus frame into the stature kick, and Arslan was not ready, but as you give Arslan more time, he's going to start working out Keisuke's timing.
Ooh, we walk in, we tour in the Midnight Siege, says Keisuke. So now Arslan Ash fighting back for center advantage here, and let's see if he can make the most out of this real estate.
Now you can see Arslan intercepting, interrupting, and using off timing to stop Keisuke's offense. He felt something in the first round, he's like, okay, I think I've got a rough read on your rhythm. I'm going to start using that, but Keisuke fighting back, activating heat, going full devil mode, got the wings.
Unable to actually get the crowd gasping, but Keisuke, unfortunately, unable to capitalize on that. Arslan Ash showing him the gun show, while Keisuke, the rage, unfortunately, not going to be used. Big low by Arslan Ash to close it out.
You got a big track there with that counter hit low. Now 1 round apiece. Oh, gets that electric on the trade, had extra frames to work with as well. Taking this one to the wall. Let's see what kind of combo he gets. Spikes him down, ends it with the geyser.
Can I just say, I love the Melbourne crowd. They are reacting to all the electrics, all the big swings from Arslan Ash and Keisuke.
Tekken's a Melbourne. I mean, Melbourne is a Tekken city. Ends up with the laser.
Okay, X-Ray, we keep going here, says Arslan Ash. Recovering the life, holding on to the heat as well.
This is going to be a rough situation for Keisuke. He gets stepped on. Back to the wall, back to the corner. Arslan very good at locking you down, moving to the side.
Ooh. Oh my goodness!
Down forward to electric.
Big opening for Arslan Ash to make this comeback happen. He does have the life lead. Goes for the rage art. Caught him pressing, says Keisuke.
He should not have gone for that in theory, but I think you got to follow your gut sometimes, and you think if you can inflict mental damage to your opponent, sometimes it's worth it. He wanted that down forward to electric that Kazuya.
He wants to keep his hands warm. He wants to be able to make sure he's got his electrics on point, paid the bills. All right, we're going to use the electricity, folks. Let's leave the air conditioning on at night.
All right, 2 rounds to 1. Keisuke in the lead. Arslan was looking very strong after that first round that Keisuke took, but Keisuke finding his footing and coming back.
Ooh, 1-1s, getting ducked. Oh, big block from Arslan Ash. Let's see him make this comeback happen. Trying to push for the wall.
Going to be a hefty one. Takes it over there, activates heat. Now has a lot of situations that are available to him. Nice duck, and again, locking him down.
True, and this is where Nina's wheelhouse, right? You want to play the smothering game, you want to pepper in some lows, some mids, but Keisuke does have the rage. Oh my goodness, able to actually use the dash to keep things safe.
This is looking like an Arslan round, but anything from Keisuke could start it in the other direction, but Arslan able to close it out to take it to final round of game 1.
Changing up the conversation just when you think you have all the answers, Arslan Ash changes the question, but the sidestep in response for Keisuke.
That was a big read there with that step and excellent punish. Now giving Keisuke momentum to potentially take this last round.
Okay, we continue on here. Big damage on the board for Keisuke, but as I say that, the blocked hell sweep for Arslan Ash to gain all his health back as well as pop heat.
And that's the thing, you got to risk it for the biscuit, you're going to live and die by that hell sweep. Gets the spring kicks, but clips him. I think Arslan was hoping to whiff punish that spring kicks, but it did clip him on the side.
Did, but Arslan Ash still holding on to this heat. Nice interruption from Keisuke, not allowing Arslan Ash to even use the heat. He does have access to rage. Jab pressure coming from Arslan Ash.
And Arslan going with that down forward 1-2, getting those strings, trying to catch Keisuke slipping, but goes under the jab. He's going for that. One more hit's all he needs. He goes for the generic low and the wild standing 2 punish to take out the first game against Arslan Ash.
You got to give it up to these guys. They are betting it all in the final seconds. Big low after after a big low. Quite the back and forth experience here. You see how Keisuke and Arslan, they didn't get up. They know the job is not over yet. There's still a lot on the line since this is the loser's side of things.
Ooh, it's a rough place to be in with games like this. So now, I could see Arslan Ash was processing a lot in his brain. He was blinking a lot. I think he's like Morse coding to somebody, I don't know. But he is processing, and I'm interested to see what he's got in store for game 2, because we've seen him make huge comebacks like this before.
Oh, for sure. This is I mean, he's not out of the woods, but he has been part of he's been in this territory before. But the twin pistons to open up Arslan Ash. Keisuke is going to try to continue on the offense here.
Again, the first round of the first game. Again, big twin pistons to start it off. We're back at it. They tried to go for another one, but Arslan, again, interrupting the timing, not letting Keisuke breathe, trying to get Keisuke to commit to bigger buttons or be less comfortable in close range.
True, and what Arslan is doing, it's a game of volume, right? Offense after offense, testing out the defense, making Keisuke move, overextend here, but the 1-1-2 finds its mark, gets the mid option as well.
Nice snatch kick a bit out of range. Was hoping to get him on the ground.
True. More jab pressures. The big wipe the floor to follow it up. Final seconds. Arslan Ash looking for the finish. But Keisuke, he's got to make something happen, but walks into the 2-hit string for Arslan Ash to take round 1.
Those down forward string variations are super strong against Kazuya, where most characters actually, because it really locks him down, as mentioned before. And Keisuke just struggling to deal with it at the moment because he needs a big movement to get out of the way. It's going to be difficult to punish Arslan Ash on a whiff. But as I say,
he's able to find that whiff. And
he needs to get space and then come in. But if he's stuck at range 0, he needs to make those hard reads to step or duck something when Arslan makes a mistake. But Arslan's trying to keep it really tight at the moment.
He wants to keep it like a phone booth, but it seems like he has the corner advantage. Goes for the grab, techs it though.
All right, coming in. Again, both of them were approaching. Arslan knew Keisuke might go for the electric, snuffed it out first with the 1-2, not giving him a chance.
Okay, Keisuke had to spend the heat, but Arslan Ash dashes in retaliation. Tries to go for the DF pressure. Can he actually open up Keisuke here? Keisuke back dashing for his life.
And tracking him, he knows, he's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to stagger the timing, I'm going to track you, and then do it again and again and again. Rinse and repeat. And 2 rounds. Again, he is kept stronger to his game plan this time, taking far less risk. Again, going for the down 4-2 electric, evidently, but not working out the second time. Maybe a third time's a charm. I don't know. But Arslan playing his game.
Yeah, he's actually, Arslan Ash wants Keisuke to buckle under the pressure that he's putting on him. And it always whittles down to the final round. Stiletto heal, but the response was an electric. Keisuke needs to get his pound of flesh for the sequence.
And that was a good opportunity for Keisuke, as I mentioned. Oh, see, again, as I was saying, when Keisuke is stuck at range 0, it's Arslan's territory. Yes. When he's given the opportunity to move back and even just an extra few inches, he can use that electric, use that wave dash, close the distance before Arslan's able to get something.
Keisuke's making the approach, leading the stance. He finds that electric, but Arslan able to duck under that high, continuing the combo here to find the wall and also pop that heat.
That's a nice tail spin here. Trying to lock him down. He wants to close this out here to take the second game. The guns are flying. The bullets are flying. Got the X-ray into the wall splat. Arslan
able to get the last round here to tie up the games. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game number 3. One of these players will be sent out of the top 8.
That's going to be rough. Oh man, I think for a lot of people they were maybe expecting Arslan to be more dominant in the set, but Keisuke has definitely done his homework and has really tuned up his game and tightened up over the last maybe six to 8 months. So right now we're seeing a new Keisuke.
Yeah, definitely. Ivory Cutter to start things out, making Arslan actually step on the gas a little more, add more bullets to this arsenal. 1-1-2 finds him in as the approach, and now it's Keisuke that wants to operate on his wheelhouse of offense.
Nice. We're going under some of these jabs, getting very mobile. Again, hard left walks here from Arslan, the traditional way to step a Mishima, and it is very effective at the moment. What has Keisuke got in store to stop that?
He's walking right, trying to realign himself towards the wall, forcing the heat to come out of Arslan. Let's see how Keisuke will respond in return. Goes for some mid options here, but Arslan with a great punish.
Keisuke looks like he's really banking on 1-2 extension, so he's trying to throw out that down 4-2 to catch with the counter hit. Activates heat. Excellent whiff punish there. Goes for the spinning demon.
Yup, able to get that sidestep option, but Arslan Ash trying to put the brakes there. 1-2s. Oh, able to get the block and that punish. Final sequence for both these players and the final seconds.
And goes for the low slide to close it out. Arslan Ash keeping composed. Honestly, I was like, yo, Keisuke might throw out that hell sweep, and I don't know if Arslan's going to block it.
I don't know, maybe you just reminded him. Let's see if he's going to go to that option. Ivory Cutter to continue the trade in favor of no one. Keisuke needs to make this approach happen, but as he comes in, just like a moth to a flame, Arslan finds the launch.
Gets a good splat there, activating that heat, trying to close this round out. Spikes him down, goes for the upper. Ooh. And that heat activation.
Love the movement, able to get the lasers, and now we see him trying to move. Duck and dive and goes for the dash in. Wow, Hell Sweep's coming out, Bryan.
Breaking out the Hell Sweep in case of emergency. Uses the statue kick, gets a little bit of plus frames, but a bit far away. Down forward 1-4 into the stomp to make a point, even on rounds, even on games.
Can this game get any more evenly matched, folks? Arslan, Keisuke fighting for their tournament lives here at the Battle Arena Melbourne.
Woo! Spun around. He's honorable. He won't hit you when you're back turning. He'll wait till you turn around to hit you.
No, I want to hit you while you're facing me, folks. That is what Keisuke is saying, but Arslan, though, fighting back here.
Sends him over, trying to lock him down somewhere closer to the wall. Statue kick, good block.
Nice. Able to actually block the lows, the 1-1-2s. Trying to go for some corner pressure from Keisuke.
So stagger timing into the up forward 3, but the sidewall saved Arslan there to get him slip out a little bit. Full crouch down forward 3+4.
Okay, and now Stiletto heals inbound. Keisuke has some rage to work with, but both would just need one launch and it's going to be GG's. Goes low. Arslan looking at set point here to move on.
I'm seeing some of these down forward 2s from Keisuke. They're starting to look like he's electric timing, so I'm not sure if he's missing some of the options he's looking for, but right now he's one round away from getting knocked out at band 15. Arslan trying to go back to his style that's been working the best.
True cautionary hazard if you're using such a high execution character like Kazuya, but Arslan finding the opening here. He is definitely dominating the early seconds of this round. How will Keisuke make a comeback here?
Using a lot of plus frames.
Now we continue on, Stiletto heal after Stiletto heal. We continue on with the dash in. Keisuke has to use up the heat, has to use up the rage, unable to get the mid check here.
And there we go, 7 golden letters, ends it with that low. Keisuke, he's still thinking about that one. He's still
processing
what happened. Yeah.
I wonder what went through Arslan head when he was computing the adjustments, like maybe more offense, keep him in check, like he pointed out. I like how he said the approach was more for Keisuke, but once Arslan has closed that distance, he's really able to dictate the pace of that dance. And I mean, I guess it's cautionary hazard if you're working with Kazuya. Like the execution has to be on point with a lot on the line. You have to be able to make sure you are on point with everything that you do or execute.
I'm curious because I do want to ask him about that later. Those down forward 2 timings felt very similar to his electrics, as I mentioned, and they were at a distance. So I'm like, maybe he'll just keep that electric. I'll ask him later. I know, as Mishima struggles sometimes. But
you would know. But man, these matches have been so intense, and if you guys want to check out the VODs, check out the highlights, check us out streaming, you check us out at Tekken and at BNE Sports on X, and for the VODs, it's at YouTube at BNE Sports. And Bryan, how can people know about the Tekken World Tour? Where do they got to go?
Well, they got to look at
TekkenWorldTour.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you got to go to get the latest and greatest news with anything related to Tekken and the World Tour. You can see the points there. You can see where the next Challenger events, where the dojo is. Sign up as well. We need to see your points. We're looking at you guys.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
You've been noticing. Some of you guys have points. You didn't look at it. But we'll let you guys go do that now. You're in timeout. Go over there. Catch you guys soon.
Beloved rhythm games, Patapon 1 and 2 are back together in one bundle. Patapon 1+2 Replay. Hopelessly lost and full of despair, the Patapons sent out their bravest in search of the Holy Drum. With the legendary drum in hand, guide the Patapons as the new Mighty One to Earthend. Advance, full speed ahead. Attack, ready, aim, fire. Connect combos with various commands. Got the fever! The original fun is still there, but now with enhanced high-resolution visuals. The support functions are newly implemented for easy play. With delicate and mysterious Patapons. Let's make some noise for Fever Time! We're waiting for your drum tones. Patapon 1+2 Replay.
And welcome back, folks, to some top 8 Tekken action here at Battle Arena Melbourne. Parched by some Brown Man at your service for this one, and we're still at the loser side of things. Tell me about this next match we're about to see, Brown Man.
We're gonna see Rangchu versus Ni, both hailing from Korea. Rangchu a little bit living in Japan, got married, happy life. But both of them Korean killers through and through.
True, true. We just saw how Arslan and Keisuke fared out. It was 2-1. Now we're heading towards our last losers round 1. It is going to be Rangchu versus Ni. The winner will have the prize of facing Chikurin, if that is a prize. This gauntlet of back-to-back and stacked Tekken matches really never stop here at Battle Arena Melbourne. We have our 2 Titans on stage already.
Both of these boys are extremely strong right now, in amazing form. I think Rangchu's a little bit behind on performance at the moment in the points, if you look at the points total.
Oh, yeah.
But Ni got a big boost from Evo.
Ni's like top 3. Ni right now is at 2nd place with 1,100 points, while Rangchu is at 9th place, 395. Again, you did talk about the disparity, the 1st, the 3rd, and everyone else. But, my goodness, big back 1 to remind us it's Ni. Unable to capitalize, but still, that's good on Rangchu's side.
And starts off with that big chopping elbow. We were talking about the stage before as well. Another chopping elbow.
Midnight, oh god.
I think this is the official BAM 15 stage.
Yeah, that is true. It's a Midnight Siege. Able to get the bullet punch. Unable to finish the combo though, but still resplats Rangchu.
And Ni has assigned Rangchu to that specific wall.
Stay there. Timeout. You're in timeout.
Timeout. Big bear in Bumblebee costume. This is we call this here the Benson fit.
Oh,
local players.
Shout out Benson the Bug. Let's go. X-Ray as well. Hey, Brown Man, would you rather face a brown bear or a panda?
I don't know. What about a coyote though?
I'll take my chances on the bears, folks. So now able to get the low sweep. Goes for the power crush, but now nice escape by Ni.
All right, spacing it. Now Ni's, I think that was the biggest period of time that Ni didn't press a button on offense just then, and it did cost him there. Rangchu taking the 2nd round.
So still a back and forth battle we go. Remind me again on the, later on, like the results are like the matchup knowledge they have on each other. Another bear bite here just for the X-ray, but still early in life, it's still all good.
Goes to the big bear X, activates heat, trying to fight back. Down forward for a stubby leg, but did reach the distance. Goes to the mini hop kick. Excellent punish from Ni. Has heat, trying to push him against that wall.
Okay, cannonball strike just for more plus frames. Got to duck that. Oh, trying to go for some taunt pressure. The movement, the lie down, the backstroke. What is going on?
He went for a nap, rolled over, some drunken master technology. But here we go, Ni trying to take it back to the wall. And you saw what Bryan's like to do with the wall. And a lot of big body stuff happening here.
Ooh, cannonball strike once again for more pressure, but Ni able to close it out, putting finishing touches here to take round number 3.
Trying to taunt dash on his corpse to assert his dominance, crazy work. But now absolutely ragdolling this man.
Always starting out the round like that, so let's see if it's going to catch on, but an orbital well placed is going to find its mark, and Ni now pushing for the wall.
And had to use a shorter combo there to take that wall and get a good splat. Excellent wall combo again, just threatening with that taunt. Hasn't been successful so far, but all it takes is one heat smash, jumping Ni, and a huge life lead.
So quick on the trigger there, but we're going swim in at the Midnight Siege. Rangchu taking out the beach ball, but Ni with a life advantage, significant lead here, and also pressure, but the bear hell sweep, folks.
Big commitment. You saw Ni trying to lock Rangchu down with the jab, sidestep jab, but Rangchu had a big commit, expecting a slower button on the, the sidesteps.
Wow.
Ni closing it out with the machine gun punches.
Yeah, able to actually catch in the big body. Actually, just not to the advantage of Rangchu, I'd have to say, in the Midnight Siege. Really good pressure. A lot of the damage did excel back against the wall here. So going with the Kuma here. You know, he's smarter than your average bear.
I hear that. I don't know if he was smart. I don't know if he would be in the face punching business.
That is true. I don't know. Let's see how smart he is going up against Bryan here. Changing out the beach ball for the salmon and electrics as well.
He hungry. Electric Salmon sounds like a sick band, I'm not gonna lie. Extra plus frames on that downward strike. Now Ni, just a bit cautious, spacing out, waiting to see what type of style Rangchu's trying to play this time.
True, trying to go for those swipes down below. Goes for the heat. Oh my god, walked into that counter, that knee.
I think that's his namesake.
True, living up to that. Oh, unable to follow up though, still holding up the Snake Eyes and the Heat. Goes for the Salmon Smash, but Knee gets swiped before you go for the Cannonball Strike.
Again, rolls away. This seems scripted.
Telling you, man, he's smarter than your average bear, but you got to close out the rounds, Rangchu. Can he actually find the finish?
All right, let's go with the Snake Eyes into the ring, and the 2-1 to close it out there for Rangchu, getting on the board.
Yeah, he's been actually stopping a lot of the offensive attempts of any of the players this week for the 2-1s, but counter hit knee, forward 3, let's see it.
He was just dashing right up in his face and hit that forward 3 knee counter hit at the perfect timing.
Oh, nice wake-up option there by Rangchu. Knee able to get the elbow and push for the wall once again. Not much life on Kuma's side.
Gets the doesn't charge it up there. Back to the wall though, Rangchu in trouble, and Knee just using that lateral movement.
Ooh, gets the electric and the bear swipe here just to add more pressure. We're going coast to coast, folks, courtesy of Rangchu.
Like that big butt bump there, huge damage. Rangchu fighting back. Ooh, went for the Bryan electric, but nobody home. Demon's Breath to close it out.
Bear breath. Yep, true. Bear's Breath turns the floor purple here. Engage once again. Bear electrics. Beware.
At the start of the set, Knee was finding great success with the chopping elbow.
Yeah.
He's gone back to it a few times since, and just Rangchu has kept an eye on it and not allowed it to get as much reward as before.
What a response from a whiffed Salmon Smash. He's able to go for the counter hit, and now Knee activating the Heat and also activating the floor break.
He's got all his resources, unlimited Snake Eyes, got that Heat ready to go, but Rangchu fighting back. No resources of his own, but uses that grab break to get to the wall.
Yo, if you have unlimited Snake Eyes, you want to roll that dice. Knee, though, holding on to one pair here. Let's see how he's going to use it. Cannonball Strike. Oh my god, the bear can catching Knee.
That second hit, and the crowd felt that. Went for the spike into the ground break. Should be getting the rage out. Batter up. Salmon for dinner. Or rocket salmon.
Yeah. Support your local band, folks. Electric Salmon.
Electric Salmon.
Playing at your local clubs, courtesy of Kuma. So shout-outs to Rangchu, able to actually tie things up. Again, big implications for this matchup, folks, because they are fighting for their tournament lives.
And we did see Infested come up and speak to Knee for a moment. And if we look back at their history,
Yes, please tell us.
their score currently, as far as the official tournaments are concerned, Rangchu 2, Knee 4 in sets. And their last set was at EVO Japan. Most of you probably saw it was 0-2 Knee's way. He was on fire that day. Let's see if Rangchu can start turning the score in his favor and get a lick in.
Or will history repeat itself, right? Knee starting out with some conservative offense, but let's see some bear G-clef cannons here.
Going for it. There goes the bear stance, spikes him down. Well, didn't get the hit confirm he might have been looking for, but still in a reasonable position.
Yo, he throwing paws, jabs, electrics. Let's keep him at the wall, folks.
The butt damage at the end. Looking to close it out. Clutch, low parry. Trying to get a big combo here.
Nice. Gets the wall break as well. Activation station. And we see Knee pushing for the wall here. Charge it up.
Oh! Didn't get what he was looking for. Maybe perhaps got an up forward 4 instead of an up forward 3+4, and might be paying for it here. Goes into bear stance. Rangchu smelled blood in the water and took advantage of it, took a bite.
Beware of bears, folks. That was crazy. Finding the opening there. Unfortunately, unable to get the orbital. Got to be able to know what combo to do for the bear bodies. But we do see another can for the hip smash here to stop the offensive Knee.
That was a very good can-cans. He had a feeling, and he's been hitting a few of those. He's very good at that. Tries to get a bear X near the wall, going for those lows. Knee, again, chipping as well.
Yeah, who says bears can't kick? You got hell sweeps, you got can-cans, and now this bear looks like he might have the wall. He has this electric, though. Rangchu looking real strong in round number 2.
The bear breath, heat dash to close out with the bicycle kick into the spike down. And here we go. This might be set point here for Rangchu.
Trying to just jab his way for the offense. Blocks the low hatchet kick attempt by Knee. How will Knee make this comeback? He is known for this, but the wake-up option by Rangchu.
Thinks he's the Undertaker out here.
We do an abs day. Yeah, exactly. Rising.
All right, going for it. He's got that heat. He wants to make it hurt, and he does. Gets that big heat bear electric. About to potentially break a wall. No, spikes him down. Takes the free damage.
Oh my goodness.
One more hit is all he needs. 3+4 tried to keep him out. The Salmon's out of here. Gets the big Bryan Electric. Might break that wall, as I mentioned before.
And he actually do it though. Okay, goes for the Vulcan Buster, keeps the real estate advantage, has healed up and charges it up, folks. Rangchu in big trouble. Knee with Snake Eyes and Rage, but unable to get it though.
Runs in with the bear stance, but Knee keeps him out with the forward 2 Snake Eyes string. Staying on the board and staying alive. 2 rounds to 1 at the moment. Starting off the round with the bear stance, goes for the plus frame charge.
Full advantage here from Rangchu, still at set point here. Knee still living on a prayer and hanging by a thread here. He needs to stay alive here, slow things down, and find his own timing. And nice duck for the punish.
There we go. Knee was tying his shoes and saw a high, punished it, and now on his way to potentially taking it to final round. Big machine gun punches at the wall. Heat smash used, trying to keep him there, just get him with something.
Okay, now it's Rangchu's turn, unable to get it off axis. Trying to go for some electrics. He doesn't have Snake Eyes or Heat, so this is Rangchu's big opportunity to go for the Salmon Smash.
Salmon Smash in, and he's running forward to him. He goes underneath the mid. Anybody's game at the moment, dashing each other's face. Knee trying to check with the down forward once. Oh! He punished the grab with his own grab.
Able to get the victory here. Beware of bears, folks. We bear bears here in BAM. And Rangchu sending Knee out of this tournament. But Knee sitting well with points, and pretty sure top 8 placement is still very good in terms of the leaderboard standings.
Well, amazing. That was crazy. All right, we need to chill for a second. That was insanity. That could have been anyone's game. And again, Knee was looking very strong early on.
Yeah.
You know, really had his timing, got those counter hits, and Rangchu was just able to bring it back. And one thing that I've always noted with Rangchu is, for whatever reason, he's very good at either reacting or just having the feeling for when big lows are coming.
Yeah, he does.
He punished quite a lot of hatchets, and I think for a lot of the light ones, he's like, look, I don't want to have to employ the mind game anti-strat to do it. So I'll just let a lot of these lows go, and then just worry about other things.
Yeah, and then when push comes to shove, he's able to actually capitalize on that. One thing I also like noticing is his jab timing is just so good with the keep out. His 2-1's really good. And like you said, man's the Undertaker. The way he just wakes up and knows. And we saw a lot of instances where he rolled around. He just knows how to play the ground game really good. Can't wait to see how this is going to shake out. But we can't rest just yet. We still got to keep going here on the loser side of things. It's Nobi versus Ulsan. Oh, sorry. Nobi versus Arslan.
Is going to be a big one. I think the Lars versus Nina, or maybe there's a counter pick in tow, but I think the Nina might work fine, but depending on what his mindset is.
Yeah, hey, it might be a Lars mirror. I know.
But I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah. Arslan has been known to have the Lars.
Yeah, and he also made the Lars at one point for a little bit. But the Nina has always been his rock, his go-to character. And it seems like we might be seeing that Nina. He did lock in with it, but it seems like we're just going to wait for the next pick.
Oh, the Steve.
Okay. His character.
And he's in his character pool.
Yes. I can't wait to see this. Shout out to all the Steve mains out there. I didn't actually see that much Steve in the commentary block.
All right, we're hurtling to Earth at 1 billion miles an hour. I don't know how we're breathing up here, but we managed.
We managed to have a boxing match and a gunfight here, so we shall see the Steve come out first. Again, big implications here for losers quarterfinals, folks.
Ooh, big back one to start it out, making a statement. That's Steve's favorite move. He just daily back one on counter hit, and he's happy.
That's all he thinks about. Back one, beat down punch. Let's keep going.
Down two, nice. Gets the yeet, no break.
Family rivalry, as we speak, just goes for the activation, but we do see the slide-in counter hit by Arslan.
Strikes him down, trying to step on him, not in there. And remember, this is a mother-son match.
Yes, that is true. Settle it on Earth. No, we're hurling towards Earth. Arslan now, gaining the gray health back. Oh, evil missed, but Nobi's still leading the charge in terms of life.
Trying to go for that rocket punch near the wall. He knows he's just in that wall splat distance. A nice orbital slap.
Oh my god.
That's orbital slap.
Able to actually turn things around with a significant life lead. Arslan always has that Uno reverse card in his pocket. You cannot breathe easy unless someone calls that you have won that round if you're up against Arslan.
Amazing work. Round 2. Let's see. So Nobi was very commanding at the start of that. Arslan was just able to bring it back, got his number, and dialed it.
Courtesy of that back one. Gotta watch out for the Lionheart stance mix-ups here.
All right, down forward one, the Arslan Nina special. All right, Nobi trying to find his opportunity, but once again, he's trying to back up. He against Nina, as we mentioned in the previous set, against Nina, you want to back up a bit, but gets launched for his trouble.
Yeah, so let's see how Steve's approach tools will play into factor of Nobi's game plan here. But now, this is the wheelhouse you want to be in if you're Nina, right? Push against the wall. Oh, gets the guard break. Gets the 2-hit. No 10 count punish there for Nobi. Just dashes in with some dirty boxing.
Goes for the dirty smash and went for it again. Oh, and got a side switch. Won't be dead here, I don't believe. Actually, no, I don't want to say that.
Yeah, don't say that.
My withdrawn.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, just in case.
Okay.
Gets off the low kick.
Oh my goodness! Catches him dashing in. Second time we saw a Rage Art here. Floor is lava. Let's see how Nobi has actually been winning the exchanges round start, but Arslan just finds a way to get back in the match.
For the extended duck options there, Arslan ain't eating any. All right, the tables have turned. It's a huge uppercut. There are ways to spin around at that time, but he was not ready for it.
Able to get the floor explosion here. Machine gun punches at the corner, but 1-1-2s. Oh, nice interrupt by Arslan.
That was very clever there by Nobi. Just did the first hit, knowing most likely Arslan's not going to be considering the second not coming. Went for the immediate punish and got to take advantage of it.
Round start line hard here. Gonna see some stiletto heals. Jab interrupts from downtown, but Arslan blonde bomb just to push for the center.
Ooh. He held that, tying her shoelaces, and really got the punish.
Now we see just the the offensive volume of Nina here. Let's see how Nobi's gonna play with his heat. Box 5.
Let's go, excellent combo, excellent wall splat. Still got that heat. Goes for the massage at the end.
Oh my goodness!
That's gonna cost him.
Oh wow! Just goes for the machine gun punches, the onslaught of offense for Nobi to turn things around, folks. That's the Fox 5 special.
No matter how nice launch there. No matter how good you are, sometimes when there's a million things flying at you at once, you're gonna spring king at the most inopportune time, no matter how good you are.
A beatdown punch for the follow-up here. Goes for another downtown punch, but Arslan trying to fight his way back in this matchup.
A little bit of a trade, going for that low, trying to build up that steam. Now again, Nobi's doing a great job at keeping that rubber band game played. He's getting Arslan to come in as he's going out, and that heat smash should close out the round, spikes him down, making that statement, taking game 1.
Okay, Nobi off to a good start, but we've seen this before up against Keisuke, right? Keisuke found that offense. Arslan starts thinking about what he's gonna do next, starts computing the matchup, and then he turns things around. Heading to Urban Square, folks. Let's see the adjustments made on both sides.
Let's get it going now. Again, I think Nobi's doing an amazing job, and with the tool set of Steve, he's also got the the Steve back tempo, right?
Yeah.
You can go back, go into Lionheart, and just wait for a second. Now that I think is having to be played in a way where Arslan needs to take more risk coming in, where Nobi has the ability to just jump back and cover that distance in a better way.
Yeah, I think that can make you second guess your offense, especially Nina, right? You kind of want, like you pointed out, you want to play in that telephone booth range. You want to keep things like that, but the back one on the approach is going to stop Arslan in his tracks.
And activates that heat. Good combo here. Looking like a... Oh, this is going to hurt.
Oh no, he went peekaboo, but he didn't do anything with it. Ducks, but able to get the heat smash corner advantage as well.
Gonna be dead, but one more big hit could take it, and the delay. Excellent work.
Wow, Nobi looking real strong here. Arslan trying to find an answer to the Steve Fox.
Rocket punch, tried to spin on him.
No.
Gets has to eat a punch.
Back turn, though, able to actually realign. Excellent combo by Arslan fighting for the center of the stage, and also activates as well.
Taking him a bit further downtown. It got to the end of the screen, actually. Now Nobi went under, got a counter hit for a jab on that Arslan slide.
Yep, there's that relentless pace we're so used to seeing by Arslan. All gas, no brakes, but able to, you got to double tap, right? You got to double, the guns didn't have that much ammo. All right, I'm going to finish the job here, get that round number 2.
Starts off with the low there from Nobi. Again, spacing out once again, trying to keep him out with the back one. Arslan doing a great job coming in now, using grabs a bit more.
True. Okay, we get the engage. We try to push for the wall here, but nice down jab just to interrupt.
Now Arslan's feeling a bit flustered and just a bit pressured. He's going more for down jabs to try and stop the momentum Nobi's building.
Yeah, and also taking a risk was that with that wipe the floor, we did see how Nobi was able to duck a lot of the options here, but We're going to shoot the guns, show it's a gun show, and now High Splat going to try to finish it off.
Excellent work. 2 rounds to 1. Arslan figuring a few things out, slowly bringing this one back. And again, jumps back, wants to cover the distance in case Arslan is going to commit to something big. He can get a huge whip punish off that.
Ooh, the Wildman sequence to the back 1, and now Arslan going to get introduced to this wall. Great start for Nobi.
Hitting the barriers. Anyone hungry for a hot dog?
Oh my,
dirty smash. Into that punch.
Nice.
The Sonic Fang gets power. gets heated through.
Goes for another Sonic Fang just to keep it going. Did he press? Oh, wow. Goes for the punish, and now Nobi 1 round away from moving on in this tournament.
Arslan's going to need to make something happen here. He's 1 round away from getting eliminated here. Bam 15. A super stacked event.
Oh, unable to get it, but you know what? That's just a setup. What are you talking about? Nobi's still like in control here, but Arslan though fighting for that control.
Goes that Albatross into the guard break. Again, trying to lay it all out right now. Uses that heat. Got his back to the wall. Goes for the mid-safe option there. And again, Arslan was lying in wait for an excellent punish on the line.
Walk right into that DF2 launcher. Arslan going to gain the gray health back and also take this corner.
Oh, steps on him. That's got to hurt. He's face down. He doesn't want to eat too much here. Slowly trying to wait for an opportunity, but Arslan chipping away slowly, 1 hit at a time. Death of 1,000 by 1,000 cuts. Running 2, looking for those plus frames into the guard break.
Okay, continue on final seconds. Nice escape. Nobi has rage to work with to try to slow down the clock. Arslan could just keep backdashing away. Dirty boxing. Final seconds. Able to open him up, but it's not going to be enough. Arslan gets game number 2.
Crowd was feeling that one. I could hear through their headphones. That was close. You could argue, okay, if he hit that unblockable a little bit earlier, it might have worked out a bit better, but it's like he tried what he could, and Arslan was doing his best to just space away. So some of those hits, if he went for a heavier hit that might have done more damage, it might have whiffed and it would have been over anyway. So he did what he could. Now we got Keisuke up on stage, helping him out. You love to see different teams helping each other out from the same nation.
Yeah, I think... Oh, actually, still sticking with the Steve. I thought he was going to kind of give him his
maybe use Kazuya. That guy's pretty good.
I heard he's pretty good. Don't take it from me. But we're going to the arena, not the underground arena. Still a compact stage here. I'd say Arslan had most of the advantage keeping Steve at the wall, but look at that duck to the Wildman punish.
That was a clean one. He's seen that string before. Goes for the pab low. Like dashing his face, ducking there. Oh, evades the down forward 2 attempt.
Hayashida steps here. You got to worry about that. Steve's got a lot of highs to work with, forcing Arslan to go into heat.
All right, flips over, activates heat. What's he got in store for Arslan? He goes for the low jab into the heat smash, hoping he'll press something.
Let's see. Goes for the heat smash. What's he going to do for the follow-up? Tried to duck the evil miss. Arslan has rage.
All right, excellent work there by Nobi. He's got a big health lead, but as I say that, Arslan gets a big, heavy, low counter hit launcher. And should be a hefty amount there. Nearly in range, and there it is. Either plays game, goes for another one, and the follow-up to close it out. Arslan in the lead.
These wipe the floors have been adding up here. That has been paying him dividends here, but Nobi gaining a huge launch here.
I think with heat, he might be able to take this one pretty far. Opts to save it. Goes for the running low.
Ooh, we switched sides, but Arslan couldn't get anything out of it. Nice escape by the counter hit grab by Arslan.
All right, down forward 1, they're coming out, but Nobi doing a great job of stepping and weaving. Very agile. As we said, Steve has so many evasive options, and that is working wonders against Arslan's Nina at the moment.
Break the glass. Nobi able to break through. We tied things up in terms of round, really back and forth here at Losers Quarterfinal.
The counter hit low at the start. He backed up, went for the approach, odd timing. Arslan caught him, and now he's going to get a hefty combo as a reward.
And also real estate advantage. 1-1-2 punish by Nobi. Let's see how they're going to...
Saji bait.
True. Let's see how they're going to open each other up. Here's some DF1 series, able to shoot the guns as well. No heat round, Brown Man.
And you don't see that string too often. I think he saves it, but here we go, activating that heat. Little bit of health. He needs to make something happen. But the flappies.
Yes, the rising option. Arslan turning things around. Set point on his side. Nobi's got to act and act quick if he wants to stay alive here in the tournament.
All right, both spacing each other out. Albatross 2 starting Nobi's offense in this round. Again, he cannot afford to lose this one. He's going to have to take it. What's he got in store for Arslan?
Grabs get whiffed here. We're shooting the guns here. Spending all the heat on Nobi's side. Arslan's actually going to expire in heat as well. Can we push towards the wall? Tried to go for the Superman punch, but Arslan interrupted.
Excellent float. This is going to be a decent amount of damage and decent Oki there. Tried to catch him with the mid. Now Arslan trying to push him back to the wall with his classic down forward one strings and pulling out the lows and the homings in between.
Oh my goodness, able to get that shoulder. Got to keep him against the wall here, but Arslan goes for the throw escape here for them to switch sides.
Excellent work on the height. It got a low to close that part out there. Arslan in rage. One more hit could do it, and then trade. This is an final round here, Poch.
Incredible stuff. That'll really leave everything on the line, but a big back one for Nobi to start off this final round.
And gets a nice massage at the wall. A nice health lead. Goes for the dirty smash, foot stomp. Goes for the shoulder into the overhead. That is safe. Goes for the big sweep commitment there.
Those wipe the floors have been working out. They both pop heat at the same time, but not really the same time. Nobi was able to get it out later on, but now the low parry carrying him towards the corner.
This could be anyone's game. Very similar on health. Oh, that toe kick might have cost him.
Uh-oh. Could this be it? Able to actually capitalize here. Arslan looking to finish it off. Able to get the guns and the wall not quite there, but the low tap is going to take it. Arslan stays alive.
That was by the skin of his teeth. That toe kick will be haunting Nobi for weeks.
Oh, that wake-up option. That's even worse than an alarm clock that you slept through for an hour. Again, it just comes down to the minute details. What a back-and-forth battle. We were playing with a lot of approaches, a lot of ducks, a lot of sidewalks. But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, it was a toe tap that changed things for Arslan to continue on in this tournament.
Like, I hate it when I stub my toe, but that one's
I mean, yeah. He was wishing he'd stub his toe, right? But the walk on Arslan
I can just imagine the mind of Arslan when that moment happened. It was probably such a moment of relief when he saw that whiff, unexpected. I know he walked for it, but I don't think he was expecting that toe tap, maybe a spring kick. And if it probably wasn't expecting Nobi to be willing to do a spring kick in that situation,
right,
just in case walked and looked for some Oki, but that was a big commitment, and it took him. But there we go. Arslan moving forward, and we'll be versing the winner of Chikurin versus Rangchu.
Waiting at the wings and winners finals, we have Ulsan versus Farzeen, so that's something to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. But we got to settle things over here at the loser side with Chikurin versus Rangchu. Clive Bear, what do you think?
Maybe. I mean, the Lydia's been coming out here and there.
Right.
I don't know if Chikurin has perhaps some sort of pocket pick for Rangchu. He does have that for certain characters sometimes, certain players sometimes. But you know, the classic matchup at the moment would probably be, as you mentioned, Clive and Bear. One of the Bears.
One of the Bears. The Bears. We shall see which bear that he will be using, because he started with Panda, changed things up. I guess he wanted to go a little more electric than that Xiaoyu grab when it came to heat. But we are gonna hear the character select screen. Yeah, I definitely want to see other characters in the roster of Chikurin, but if he's gonna use that Clive, that's gonna be all good. Definitely put in the work with that Clive.
Let's see. Taking a swig of water. Make sure to stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen.
That reminds me, I gotta take my
Go ahead. All right. So checking their button. Make sure. By the way, this is a PSA from Brown, man. Make sure you check your buttons, man.
PSA?
Like the amount of rounds some people lose from not checking their buttons, you got to get in the muscle memory. Even if you've already done it and your opponent takes extra time, I'm just checking buttons anyway. Make sure you got that set. You do not want to lose a potential set and everything. Yeah, the other bracket runners and TOs in the crowd, they were agreeing. So make sure, guys, check your buttons. But here we go. That's all done. We are coming into the new fancy stage.
Phoenix Gate, ladies and gentlemen. This is hometown advantage for Clive. What's a Bumblebee Bear doing
he flew in. He just flew in.
Bears do be flying, and they also be ripping each other's ripping necks here. So Chikurin now has to be very careful his approach. We've seen how Rangchu is able to just play with the bear jabs. And another grab!
He's hitting 2 for 2 at the moment. Bear players love this costume and love this grab together. It's like a Bumblebee hive mind or something.
Ish. I mean, I think it distracts from the overall. Oh, just goes for back grabs after back grab because he knew he had the wall advantage. And now Rangchu trying to finish it off, gets the hip smash.
Very well done. That was I think that was a very assertive first round. He was willing to do things that's like, oh, maybe most people wouldn't be willing to do it. I'm going to show you I am, and you're going to have to worry about it.
I like those. Mental damage, assert your dominance. But Chikurin retaliating with that round 2, though.
Busting out the whip. Yeah, Chikurin really trying to take his game back.
Yeah.
Doing a good job so far.
Got 1+2 engaged. Forward 3 gets punished here. Rangchu. Oh, wow. Gets the power crush.
It was amazing work. Activates heat. Wants to come in with something. Let's see what he's got.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with the bear jabs here. Can't redo in Phoenix shifts too much. Beach ball out of the way. Hunting bear.
Tried it again. He tried it again. And after, he also wasted the heat timer.
He did. Excellent stuff. Nice rising punish there. Hitting him with the hilt of Clive.
Diving at him. Hunting bear stance. Tried to go for the orbital again.
Fully charged plus frames here. Clive does not want to be in this corner. Another grab.
He has made Chikurin so scared to duck in these situations.
Yeah, I think it's the conditioning. Okay, Torgal making it a 2v1, but heat, bears in heat are so dangerous.
Goes for it again. That is one of the funniest animations in this game.
I know.
Right.
Loaded.
Rangchu's movement being very scary at the moment. Goes underneath that down forward one attempt. Diving at him again with the hunting bear stance and the downward strike.
Wow, the interrupt just to keep him out of power crush. Excellent call-outs here by Rangchu.
All right, 2 rounds to 1. Rangchu in the lead.
Let's see how he's going to try to play around with these bear stances. Going to try to go for some Phoenix options here, but still no one home. Oh, the hop kick, the bear hop kick, let alone Rangchu's calling card of a launch.
Right, big, strong spin there. Gets the explosion, sits on him.
Okay. Yeah, we see Clive trying to run his gambit of just pokes, but Phoenix Smash able to get the iconic grab of Xiao Yu.
He knows what he's doing.
Like, no, left side, no, right side. He's like a guy trying to talk to a TO. You want your left or right side? No, I don't know.
I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors. I don't know how to.
Coin flip, final seconds. Chikurin, though, trying to gain back the health.
All right, nice punish there. Chikurin's going to have to make some big moves. He's definitely capable. Just out of heat, teleports forward. He's swinging for the fences. Rangchu's back to the wall, but we've seen him in worse situations and make some crazy plays happen.
Watch out.
Got for Chikurin.
Watch out for the rage art here. 1+2, nothing there. Rangchu could just back away, and that is going to be it. A time up by Rangchu to get the first game. How do you open up a bear? How do you open him up?
Knife. I mean, he's got him.
He definitely does.
All of them. How many knives he got? Yes.
Now, all weapons.
Some interesting information for you guys. So historically, Chikurin versus Rangchu has gone reasonably well in Rangchu's favor. I think since Tekken 8 in official tournaments, we've had a score of 5-3 in sets.
Wow.
Rangchu. The most recent one was at Evo Japan. It was 1-2.
1-2, interesting. I definitely want to. Oh, it's at Harp. We'll revisit that as we look at the character select stream because Lily is coming out now. Again, bring out the big guns, not Clive, but the Lily. This is the character that won him Evo Japan last year.
And it's interesting because in those earlier sets last year with Rangchu, most of those sets were played with a mixture of Lydia and Lily. Now we're seeing a return to that. Let's see if we can rewrite those matches and bring forth a new age of Lily.
Yeah, new history. Let's see, we are still writing this book. Some jab checks, the new move, the spin. Rangchu now has to adjust towards the Lily play here. Bear X gonna get blocked. No one getting anything big or anything significant just yet.
I don't even know if he's used Lily this weekend.
That's true. I haven't seen that much Lily matches actually. And Chikurin, I was looking forward to seeing that. Round off, no one home.
Right, flips him over. Down 1-2, starting it up.
We bunny hopping. So let's see how this is going to play out. So far, Chikurin playing with the movement, but the 2-hit punish. Rangchu, the step.
He was ready into the Matterhorn, but doesn't get what he was looking for.
That was quite unfortunate. Now Chikurin trying to employ some grabs in his game. Let's introduce some heat, shall we? Bear breath. Whoa! Goes up and above. Death from above, says Chikurin. He needs to close this out and finds the mid.
Amazing work there. That was a big clutch reactions and adjustments from what they were dealing with, unexpected situations. Now Chikurin trying to go with the flip down forward 3+4 to catch Rangchu pressing in the distance, but so far has been blocking fast enough.
Yo, these side steps are being put on display, but Rangchu still contesting with the bear jabs as well as the power crush. Oh, unable to get the round off.
And he's trying to catch him on the approach. So Chikurin's trying to space out and trying to catch Rangchu with a counter hit in the distance, whereas Rangchu's lying in wait and trying to snuff that out on the way in.
True, so imploring these side steps. Rangchu, though, still playing very conservatively, slides in with a do glide, but Let's see how else he can use Lily's tools to open him up.
These off-axis situations are abundant. These, oh, nice, flips him over, gets up with the Undertaker. I spin.
Yeah, nice that you mentioned that the off-axis situations, right? So a lot of scrambly situations. The bunny hops have actually been playing very well for Chikurin. Plus frames though. Will he be using that heat smash?
It's down one, being there, waiting for Rangchu to make a move. Excellent walk, but nobody home that time. Beach wall in the distance, we can use that later. Big forward counter hit. Doing her best Bryan impression.
Get the God Kick, get the Jin God Kick. Unable to get it. That's quite unfortunate. Lot of missed opportunities here, but Chikurin is still in the life lead, but not for long.
That combo unawareness, or maybe just forgetting that the baby legs of Bear.
Yeah.
That could have cost him.
Quite unfortunate, but you have to admit, Chikurin has been getting the right steps, the right reads. Rangchu, though, getting a big launch round start.
Sits on him and swipes, and again, Rangchu, one round away from taking the second game.
Let's see how he's going to try to put the pieces together for him to get this round. Chikurin really needs this. Trying to attack the legs, go for mid, but it is an iron wall of defense on Rangchu's side.
Anytime Chikurin's coming in, Rangchu is ready. This time engages himself, using that heat, wants to close this one out. Oh, it's back, it's back.
The grab.
Guaranteed.
Watch out, we're gonna grab again. Follow it up, we're gonna do it again. And he's gonna follow up just to make sure he's able to get it. Yeah, crazy stuff. The Lily able to implore the side steps, but Rangchu's defense still held up. So congratulations to Rangchu moving on. Chikurin, what a beast with the Clive and the Lily. I want to see more of him. Hopefully we'll see more of him as the Tekken World Tour continues.
It takes the official count, I believe, for tournaments to 6-3.
6-3. Wow, that's incredible. The ever-writing story of Tekken 8, right? We're still writing the TWT story, and now the thank you, Bryan, with the stats. Seems like we will be seeing more of the Bears, I guess.
Yes, we will.
I want to see those grabs. You know, the gasp when he's able to do that grab. Oh no! Oh no! Do you think the Lily pick, I mean, was a lot more comfy compared to the Clive pick?
No. I'm sure he's comfortable with the Lily, but was that, in my perspective from looking on, was that the best option for him? I don't think so, because I don't know when the last time he played Lily was.
Yeah, true.
And also, when was the last time he used Lily against Bears? Now, he might have had that prepared. He's like, look, if I'm going to lose, and he might have been in the hotel practicing that. I don't know, but sometimes in a high pressure situation, even if you're, you never forget how to ride a bike, right? So even if it's going back to a character that you've used for so long, in those situations, that time that your brain's buffering and remembering may be too long, and it may cost you the games.
Might cause you to be a bit gun shy, and I agree with you, especially with how high stakes this are as we look towards the bracket here. Rangchu moving on, facing Arslan Ash, which is a storied rivalry that has been going throughout, but this is our top four, folks. We got winners finals, Ulsan versus Farzeen, but big shout outs to Battle Arena Melbourne for giving us such an amazing tournament and having such a turnout with the top 8 here. So shout outs to all the players that made it to top 8, and shout outs to all the players.
Yourselves.
Oh, yeah, let's go. We got to save that noise for the grand final. So I got to save my voice.
This place, we call this the Melbourne Zoo.
Oh yeah,
people go crazy. You start hearing people yell out like monkey sounds and everything. It's crazy work. No, shout out to the OG Melbourne Zoo. They just go crazy. We got high energy here. Australia especially, we are just straight hooligans out here.
And now we're gonna get ready for the winners finals here. It's Ulsan versus Farzeen. Lars. Wait, he did face a Lars to get here, and now he's gonna have to face Ulsan's Lars.
All right, let's get it going. All right, we've got Farzeen on the P1 and Ulsan on P2.
I wonder if we're gonna see any character switch ups, right? Because Farzeen in the I think it was the Tekken World Tour, he just brought out a Yoshi, and then Ulsan also is known for just like certain changes in characters. But right now the story is we have the Farzeen on the Victor, and we have Ulsan on the Lars.
Yes, that seems to be what it'll be. Like, that's the play so far. But again, these guys, they have these secret pocket characters, specific situations, and it's a kind of breaking case of a movie.
The reason I bring this up is this has changed. There's going to be a race to 3 now, so there is time for like an experimental character to start out and see how things are going to go. But as of the story, as of what we noticed since yesterday and what we observed, it might be a Victor versus Lars.
Yeah, and these guys have faced before, not too much. You know, this current set is, I believe, 2 sets to 1. Perhaps.
Oh, yeah?
Or, yeah, something along those lines. And the longest one was Drag versus Victor at EWC 2024. That was, nobody was beating Ulsan that day, and that was evident in those results across.
Oh, yeah.
But then, more recently, TWT finals, you mentioned the Yoshi. That was when Farzeen whipped that out, and that was an 0-2 to Farzeen.
Oh, yeah. That was 0-2. Incredible stuff. So we'll see if there'll be some counter picking going on and how well these players have evolved from those matches that they had against each other. Still high-stakes situation. Lars versus Victor to start out the winners' finals here between Ulsan and Farzeen, and we're heading into space.
Let's get it going. All right, let's get it going. Here we got the I'm waiting for the explosion. I want to see who takes it first.
Still, I feel like there's other priorities if you're hurling towards Earth.
I mean, at this point, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to land?
Hey, he landed that arc blast to start things out, and Lars, like you said, travel agency and also wall combo fiend.
All right, let's keep it in there, but gets a side switch. Very much in Farzeen's favor, gets a nice high splat. Goes for the upward strike with his sword sheath.
Delta Slicer engage here. We keep it going. Limited entry low. Let's see. Oh, wow. Goes for the heat smash to close it out. Quick and fast round by Ulsan.
Amazing work so far, but Farzeen fighting back. Starts off with the sword flurry. He's trying to catch him coming in, but Ulsan, once again, amazing spacing, putting the pressure on with the down forward 1 strings as well.
Okay, plus frames. Let's see who's going to pop heat first. It is Ulsan, kind of leading in terms of life. He does have a bit of gray health to gain back. Back one swipe just to keep him at bay.
All right, upward strike again. More homing here from Ulsan, but Farzeen firing off the shots.
Trying to go for the arc blast, gets punished. Wall advantage, forcing Farzeen to go for this heat, as well as Ulsan. Oh, tries to go for the flash.
Gets the wall splat. This should be good for him, and the shoulder to end the second round. 2 rounds very quickly.
Yeah, Ulsan looking like the Ulsan of old when he was a Dragunov here, just constantly running through the first 2 rounds here. Farzeen's got to slow things down, put a little fear in the offense, and make Ulsan kind of second guess his offensive wheelhouse here.
Excellent break. He knows he's trying to get that explosion. Activates that heat with that engager. Slams him down. Goes for the little shield.
Let's see him try to go for the power crush here. There is going to be that explosion, but who's going to take it first? It's the choke.
But like I said before, catches him out of the air. This could be a good opportunity to Farzeen to yoink back the momentum from Ulsan.
Okay, FF2, and we go for the ground slice here for him to be able to spend that floor explosion. Farzeen now holding on to this heat. Ulsan, what's going to be the Hail Mary play? He's just going to fight his way out of this corner.
Jabbing to fight back, catches him with that homing. He's gone for that limited entry, goes for the low. Double strike on the low, blocked by Ulsan into the immediate Lars Shoryuken.
Hey, so now it seems like the wheels are turning in Ulsan's favor. I wonder how Farzeen is going to try to retaliate, because so far, this is the most adversity we've seen him face. This is a player that has not gotten the Farzeen flash, and he just kept going all gas, no brakes.
What's in that water that Ulsan keeps drinking? We're going to check that.
I am not sure, but he's staying hydrated, just like everyone should be staying hydrated in the chat and in the venue. So, Evil Arena.
All right, let's get it going. Explosion time. Victor got that locked and loaded.
The explosion or the wall explosion?
Yes.
Exactly. Maybe 3.
All right, let's get it going. Game 2, Farzeen needs to make some things happen. This is the winners' final, so they've got a bit longer, and they've still got another life on the line. But you do not want to go back down to the shark pit. You want to stay and get to grand final.
Nice. I like how he's doing. He's not just pulling out the Delta Slicer, not finishing the series. Trying to go for the mid heat engage. Still nothing though. The side step just to make the power crush whiff.
Excellent walk. He's going to take this one to an explosion wall, perhaps. See if he uses it. Spikes him down, saves it. Wants to get it without the scaling, and he will.
Capitalizing on this big Farzeen round. If he can close things out, We going coast to coast here, folks. Ulsan now has to fight for his life. He does have a bit of the heat to work with. The Delta Slicer, it goes for the immediate heat smash.
A lot of damage that he had to deal with.
Oh my goodness.
On the ground, down forward one, running one into the mid option. Now, Farzeen stopped that mix there, didn't want to risk too much. 1-2 coming from the distance, homing with range.
Uh-oh, tried to go over down back two, but he goes for the range art with 3 seconds left and so little health. Ulsan turning things around.
Slides out like a... See, the heroes don't look at the explosion, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I would look at it immediately.
Get blinded immediately.
Or cower in fear,
Yeah.
but these are no ordinary human beings, folks. These Ulsan and Farzeen. Nice block on the low by Ulsan.
Down forward one into walks here from Farzeen, but Ulsan got a hold of that and hit him with that launcher.
Yeah, the Arc Blast seems to be on point here for Ulsan. Luckily for Farzeen, it's not an explodable wall, but that is Lars' wall combo in a nutshell, folks.
That's his limited entry there after the low string. Now uses up that heat on the 1-1 string, but gets a side switch. This could be Farzeen's opportunities. It's a nice combo.
Super important for him. Actually, he's gaining back the health, and he's also holding on to that heat, which is super important. But we do have Farzeen now forced to defend. Nice duck to the launch.
Should be taking this one. There we go. Wants to close out the rounds with 8 seconds left. As that heat goes for the dash and closes it out with the bullet.
With some style as well. So has Farzeen stopped the bleeding from continuing on? Ulsan still a dangerous threat no matter where he is in his tournament, and able to actually make that whip and go for the Arc Blast.
Absolute surgeon with those Arc Blasts. And that's the thing. Ulsan's movement timing has always been impeccable. His whiff punishes have been amazing, but right now he is in trouble. Absolutely getting combo to oblivion and uses up that heat. Take it coast to coast, as you mentioned. I think Farzeen and Victor are trying to take Lars's travel agent.
I think
Tough out here in the game.
Especially here in the underground arena, man. All from that back two counter hit. So now Farzeen forced to go the down two dash, but Ulsan still holding on to that heat. No rage just yet. So he goes for the activation. Oh, but able to get the huge punish. Farzeen looking quite dominant. Takes round number 3.
And we're seeing from both these characters, they have a lot of moves on block into plus frames and stance mix. And a lot of the time now, you're seeing them cancel the stance and see what kind of mental frames they could use against their opponent.
Trying to bait out reactions. We're watching Tekken at the highest level here, trying to go for the back two just to try and see if he'll contest. But we do see Ulsan trying to get his back away from this wall. Farzeen wants to keep him here, though.
Wants to use that Farzeen flash. It just has not been successful. As I say, tries it again. And nice punish on the down forward 1-3. Trying to build up that momentum. But Ulsan on the back foot right now.
Whoa! Explosion. Death from above, and just gets that jab to tag on here for Farzeen to stay alive in this tournament and tie things up 1 game each.
This is very, very back and forth.
100% with how well these players are reading each other. Again, the first round, Ulsan went sprinting, but Farzeen says, this is a marathon, okay? This is still winners finals. We have a race to 3. I have time to adjust. I have time to understand the Lars that you put in front of me. And you know what? It's still back and forth, but Farzeen 3-1 is still quite dominant.
Very much so. Now we're going to game 3. We got Yakushima, biggest stage. So we were seeing a lot of wall situations for both players. So this is going to be a bit harder. As mentioned though, travel agents in the making. They can probably take it over there in 1 round.
Oh yeah. I do not want to hire them as travel agents. It will hurt.
I mean, they get you there one way or the other. That's if that's the budget flight.
Fair point. But now it seems like Ulsan in the life deficit, trying to deal with the offense. Nice jab contest, but Farzeen still swinging for the fences here.
Trying to go for that running 2. Now Ulsan trying to space him out and kind of tempt him in with these, hey, look at this whiff jab. Hey, look at this whiff down forward 1. Farzeen not hungry though.
Able to get that mid launch or getting that crumple state. Farzeen has cashed in 3 rounds straight.
What did I say?
Hey, we never see the walls, and we're able to see it then and there, folks.
Amazing work from both players there. That was a tough one, but Farzeen was able to sneak it out there at the end.
Okay, good punish to start things out for Farzeen. And now, jab contest once again. Ulsan unable to kind of open him up since the first game, I mean.
Interrupts with that down forward 1, back 1 on hit. Now the mix begins. Goes for that uppercut.
For the 1+2 series, back 1 just to stop him from moving. Okay.
1-2 building up that offense, goes to the limited entry low. Down forward 1 checking once again, activating that heat.
I like once he went for that limited entry. Oh, wow, goes and breaks the glass with a heat smash. Just, I mean, like a jump scare, I have to say. I can set jump scare warnings like that. That's when Ulsan's playing.
Down forward 1 on the approach, looking for that homing once again with the back 1. Upward strike, spacing out a little bit. The tempo is kind of calmed down a bit, but this is the tense before the release. As I say that, Ulsan gets a heavy launch. Let's see where he's going. Slides down on him.
Okay, we switch sides. Back 1 just to keep him at bay. Trying to get those counter hits going, but we do see the Arc Blast win in that exchange.
Gets that strong aerial tailspin there. Spikes him down. This is a good situation. He goes for the goes for the low.
Yeah, limited entry low. Explosion. No more heat for Farzeen to work with, but what a duck by Ulsan.
He knew. He knew. All right, 1 round away from taking his 2nd game in the set so far. But Farzeen fighting back and looking like he has just nearly trying to get the lead here.
Trying to sidestep left here just to avoid the offense. Rising option, no one home here. We get some blocks going. Now he's trying to move and juke and jive to the right. No flash for you, says Ulsan. Another.
Picks him up, taking it down. Gets a tailspin, strong aerial spin there. Another one.
All from one placed Arc Blast, and now
1 more hit's all he needs. Jabbing, he gets the Farzeen flash. Trying to fight back. This is going to be a momentous moment for him. Heals a bunch of health. 1+2, good break.
Now we see the side switch here, final seconds. Farzeen trying to pick his shots, able to actually whip punish that up forward 4. And now he really needs to make this one count. Wall is also there.
Oh, nearly dead. 1 more hit could do it. Down forward 1 is blocked. 6 seconds left. 5, 4, 3.
Okay, tries to go for the mid, but no, not there. And it is going to be Farzeen to take it to final round.
Amazing. That was so clutch. See, these guys are on the edge of their seats.
I know, but look, I mean, I was looking at the stage. They are still unfazed. Ulsan still game face on. See, as he tries to dissect the defense of Farzeen.
Oh, nice double low slash into the geyser. So again, delay timing this one. Goes to the mid.
Okay, tries to jab check him. Goes for the limited entry Shoryuken. Now Farzeen not looking too good in terms of health, but still has the heat to work with. He needs to burst properly here before Ulsan's able to go for that heat smash.
Checking with that homing, doesn't want him to go anywhere. Uses that dive kick and goes to the mid option after stance from this silent entry.
Switch sides. Oh, goes for the mid slash, and he's gonna put the finishing touches here. Ulsan looking like he's in big trouble. Still has the heat bound to work with. There you go.
The crowd loving it.
Oh, stay hydrated, folks. That's what Farzeen is saying. Just the constant back and forth. It is now 2-1, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of games. And Farzeen getting things in Yakushima. I actually thought that it would actually benefit Lars more, but like you said, travel agencies on Victor's side as well.
All right, let's see. This is potentially 1 game away from Farzeen just moving forward to the grand final, and Ulsan will have to go and wait for his next opponent in Ulsan.
Genmaji Temple is the next from practically no walls to a compact space. Let's see who's going to get wall advantage here. Farzeen starting things off real hectic here, but Ulsan unfortunately unable to capitalize on that, but adding a bit of damage on the board.
Excellent work on the come-in, got the back one. Now going through stance cycles here to try and catch Farzeen, but excellent defense and punish from him there after that kick.
So trying to go for the Farzeen flash. Unfortunately, no one there, but back one swipe. Trying to continue on with the offense here, but Farzeen has to try and realign himself outside that wall.
Ooh, jab through that heat activation. Got it now, though. Back one, counter hit.
Tried to go for the ground slam here. Farzeen still working with a low heat smash. Can he get it, though? Seems like Ulsan, has to block the explosion.
Nice whiff punish on the down back 2-1 attempt. Running one, and the low.
So now Ulsan taking that first round. It's still a constant back and forth here, folks.
All right, goes for the double upward strike. And again, these knives are coming out to play. And absolutely demolishing Ulsan's health bar.
Knives out indeed. So now down 2. Trying to go for the running 1-2+2, but Ulsan fighting back here with some offense of his own.
All right, he's trying to go for that 1-1, fishing for it. Felt it too strongly there. Farzeen was blocking. A little bit of a punish. Excellent power crush. Goes under. Bullet runs up for the hardest read of today.
Up forward 4 finds its mark here. So now Ulsan continues on. And we see Farzeen not so looking good in terms of health. Gets the heat smash, but both of them have rage.
Whoa! Low parry, immediate rage art, and you can't see it, but he's sipping his water. He's already done. That was quick. He was ready.
He was. I mean, that round alone had the up forward 4 read and also the low parry. Ulsan is going in the plus ultra mode, ladies and gentlemen.
Thinks he's in a library or something.
He's getting all the reads going.
All right, gets hit by the Geyser. Again, same situation where the high hit whiff, and he got a kick on the wake up.
Okay, goes for the low shoe shine here, but Farzeen creating that distance. Has to make this approach careful.
Down forward 1 for the tracking. A few just throwing them out there, and they're working very well. Got scammed out of his heat smash.
Did. Tried to
Farzeen, though, with a health deficit and the Farzeen smash. I'm sorry, flash.
Okay, going for the heat engage as well. He does have that heat smash, but now limited entry gets jabbed out of it. Final seconds. One more would do it. Taps the legs, and Ulsan responds with 3 rounds straight, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hydrated.
All right. Both these guys need to take a breather. See what Farzeen has in a response in the final game.
I think, like you called out, Ulsan just making a lot more, like, high stakes reads, which does pay off, but you live and die by that sword.
100%. All right, back at Lee's crib. Let's get it going. Who's going to open this one up? All right, Farzeen backs up a little bit, waiting for Ulsan to engage, hoping to find whiff punish and regular punish opportunities, perhaps.
A good float to start things out for Farzeen. Maybe he just needs to pump the brakes just a little bit. Oh, unfortunate back turn there for Ulsan to get out of jail card, if you would.
Crazy GPS signal lost, but there we got the Farzeen flash once again.
The back 2 has been working out so far. Now just trying to keep things safe with that dash in, but Ulsan now not looking too good in terms of health. Oh, the duck underneath.
Will that wall interfere? Doesn't look like it. He's slowly off axis. This could be what Ulsan needed to continue his lead or take his lead back in the set. Here we go, round on the board in game 5.
What a comeback by Ulsan. That really looked like Farzeen's round to win, but Ulsan just has that Uno reverse card.
Running 3, got it. I think that's the first one that's hit. Another one, the second one. Go to the 3-beat?
3-piece in the soda. Ulsan's making that order happen. TF1 series trying to check him. 1-1-1 Delta Slicer, and also against the wall. Book that round 2 for Ulsan.
That's set point here for Ulsan. This is going to be a big comeback if he can close this one out here. But Farzeen fighting back, absolutely aggressive at the moment, trying to stop Ulsan from getting his game down. For the last few, he's just had the pressure, had the reads, and it's all been working out. He needs to make something happen.
Knives out indeed. We do see the Farzeen now trying to go more aggressive here, forcing Ulsan's on the defense. Trying to go for the 1+2 series. Oh, but able to get the punish, the mid slice.
Got the reads of his own. He was willing to tank that mid if he needed to, but wanted to get that punish.
Hey, we do see Farzeen still staying alive here, but Ulsan, it just takes that one good read. 1-2 to start things out. Checking with the mids on both sides.
That low slash. Again, goes for it again, but Ulsan out of the way. Gets that arc blast. Didn't get the combo he was looking for, but good situation. Tried to go for the Farzeen flash. Ulsan coming back with some plus frames.
Okay, we do see that the heat burst just to steal his turn back. Now we go 2 hitting low, able to get the Excalibur slash, and Ulsan now not looking too good. Brown man, where are we going here?
We are going to final round here with Falcons Farzeen versus DNF Ulsan at BAM 15 in this winners finals. We are sweating bullets here.
Speaking of bullets, let's hope for Ulsan's sake bullets won't be flying on Farzeen's behalf. Back 1, tries to keep him tracking. No counter hit though, and we get some plus frames. Crowd is intense as we watch this winners finals play out.
We got a lot of tricky stance cancels here from Farzeen. He wants to confuse Ulsan, but he's not confused about that. Back four, gets that knee into the extension, activating heat, trying to take some momentum in his favor. Gets the strike, but nobody home. Farzeen turning the tables.
Big opening for Farzeen to capitalize on. Ulsan now has to eat this combo. Luckily, no wall there. Able to get the running two. Still has heat to work with. Oh, explosion! Resets the neutral. Goes low. Farzeen moves on, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
That match ended in a dogfight. Those two were mid-air fighting. Amazing. That was crazy. That last interaction was very unexpected, but that was an amazing closer to an amazing set.
A literal Top Gun dogfight in the air, able to end it out. What a call out by the explosion. That was actually one of the first back fours that we saw on Ulsan's side. Nobi was using it a lot, but he was able to bring it out towards the tail end there. Unfortunately, Farzeen had too many bullets in his arsenal for him to be able, or too much offense in his arsenal for him to be able to make that comeback happen. So an intense back and forth series, Brown man.
Now, if you guys want to see these matches again, catch up with the updates, see where these guys rank in the world, and see how you can get involved at home and coming out to offlines, make sure to check out tekkenworldtour.com for all the information and follow the socials, and make sure you're staying up to date. Where can we find all the socials?
You got to go at X at Tekken, at BN Esports, and at BN Esports for the VOD. Such an intense back and forth. That's where you guys are headed. And we know where Farzeen is headed. He's already made his way towards that grand final spot. So, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So that was top four. So Farzeen's over there. Now we got to wait and see how Rangchu and Arslan is going to play out. And the winner of that is going to face Ulsan.
That's going to be crazy, but we'll be coming back with that soon. Please go take a break, stay hydrated, just like the plays, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New challenger.
ข้าจะสังหารเป้าหมายเพื่อความอยู่รอดของลูกเมีย
The Kumran.
貴様なぜあんな弱者どもに従っているバカよข้าต้องทำเพื่อลูกเมียต่อให้ตกนรกก็ช่างแหลกซะเถอะนะก็ต้องแลกรานด้วยไอ้คนบ้าสงครามไปรอในนรกก่อนเถอะ
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Battle Arena Melbourne, where the best of the best are going at it here at our top 8. Part Spice and Brown Man on the mic. Brown Man, how's your voice doing?
Chilling.
I thought you were going to be like
regular, because I know as we get deeper and deeper, we're at the tail end of the moment, we're going to start losing it. If I haven't lost my voice by the end of this one, I think something's going on.
I'm pretty sure we got to save that for the grand finals. But right now, we're going to check out where we are at in the, I would say, the brackets here. So it's Arslan versus Rangchu. Ulsan will be facing the winner of that. And the winner of that is going to be getting on to the grand finals, where Farzeen is waiting at the wings. But stacked and packed top 8. Shoutouts to this whole tournament for making this all possible.
Thank you, everyone involved, all the people who've come, all the support. It would not happen without you. As with everything, this is a community game, a community event. It takes everybody. It takes a village to raise a community.
I get what you mean. But yes, each and every one of you guys, bracket runners, attendees, someone that just showed up and bought something at the Artist Alley, y'all mean something here. It takes a...
Support your locals.
Support your locals. I was going to try to reinvent what you just said. But yes, at the end of the day, support your locals, support your favorite players, support your up-and-coming players as well, and just visit your locals, play the game as well.
That's the big one. Play the game.
100%. So, seems like we will be seeing the Nina versus the Kuma. We saw Arslan kind of hover over towards that Leroy. He did kind of tease the idea of using the Leroy in previous posts, but still rocking that Nina towards this top 8 and towards this entire tournament.
Extremely successful. These guys have a bit of a storied history as well. I believe the official set count in regular tournaments is 3-2.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah, to Arslan.
So slight advantage towards Arslan, but Rangchu has been on a tear as of late with this bear.
Nice combo. All right, Big gets him up there, spikes him down, has that heat at his disposal, flips on him, and the call out on the mid launcher. 7 golden letters. What a statement here from Rangchu at the start of this first to 3.
Good start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Arslan usually just downloading the data, but keep that bear in hunting stance too long, you get bit.
His ratio today on that is so high.
Yeah, it's incredible how he's able to catch these high players. I mean, incentivizing you to duck, but now Arslan finding some offense of his own.
A big tailspin. It's that strong aerial. And runs at him with the blonde bomb.
Nice mix up there after the Ivory Cutter Ender, just going for the mid. Heat engage, Rangchu now about to go for the heat smash, but no, it is Arslan that goes for it first. Tie it up.
Okay, well, that's a quick back and forth at the moment.
Oh yeah, 100%. So now Hunting Bear stands able to crush that high, but Rangchu trying to interrupt with some bear shenanigans here.
All right, diving in, get a lot of shimmy. That's a lot of a lot of movement down there. What are you looking for?
He's trying to hunt for that salmon, bro.
This is sand, brother. All right, runs at him. Oh, okay, tried to follow up with an option, but the spring kick saved Arslan there. And an excellent combo. It's going to be heavy.
Loving the interruptions on Arslan's side, just stopping Rangchu as he tries to get his offense going. It's usually Rangchu that is kind of jabbing, 2-1ing his way towards the offense. Electric now coming in hot.
All right, going for the double swipe into the mid. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
At him. Hunting Bear stance. Follow up. And another one. One more hit. Again.
Able to get that third round. Rangchu looking real strong when the bullets start flying, figuratively, or when the chaos starts ensuing, when the scramble situation starts happening.
Nice low there. Down forward 1 strings, the Arslan specialty.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, from the down forward 1 strings to the stiletto heel, but it was the launch that did get things for Rangchu to get things going.
Again, Rangchu is really forcing Arslan to confront this situation where he is in hunting bear stance at range 0 and then moves back, shimmies a bit, and just closes that gap.
Ooh, unable to maximize that heat smash, but he's still on the offense here, and he was able to break out the timer, and now another DF2 by Arslan to close out this round to take us to the final round.
Excellent work. 2 rounds apiece, as you were saying. Final round, anybody's game. And this, I think, may set the tone for the rest of the set, perhaps. We have seen a lot of comebacks, but again, Rangchu really going back to that hunting bear stance. He's finding so much success with.
Oh, yeah. So now Bear X gets blocked. Now we see him try to thread the needle here and try to find an opening, but it was Arslan to get the heat engaged. Nice escape on the side of Rangchu.
A little bit of a trade there, activating that heat, snuffing out that low attempt from Arslan. Rangchu's slowly running out. He's going to want to use it, but Arslan gets to it first. Might scam out. Rangchu's heat timer has a... Yep, and there it is.
Second time this has happened in this set. Tries to go for the bear can here. Luckily for Arslan, he was on the defense. Rangchu about to hit that rage mark. Let's see if he can make use of it. Oh, but just a chip. One hit away from actually closing out the set. Arslan gonna punish that. Gets the first game.
Sometimes you gotta just like, all right, look, this is the Hail Mary. Probably losing this game, but sometimes he might have come in to press something. Again, he's approaching those down forward ones very frequently and running in with those 1-2s. That could have worked in another universe.
True, but this is the universe we're living in. We're gonna go towards the underground arena. I mean, the arena, the Coliseum was quite a large stage, but right now you're kind of stuck in a cage with a bear.
All right. So they're still going, I believe.
So yeah, just waiting for things to happen, and I do hear some game audio. So we back, folks. Just
We back.
testing things. So seems like early offense on both sides. No one in a distinct advantage just yet.
Dives at him, goes to the downward strike. Big momentum here coming from Rangchu.
And now we see that Rangchu able to actually activate heat first. Less than half life on Arslan's side, but some great health to come back with. So seems like the Salmon Smash was ready. Is he going to try to scam out the timer of Arslan? No, able to use the heat smash for this advantage.
Back to the wall, not where you want to be. A big explosion in the weight.
Okay, Stiletto heals, just constantly checking the bear legs here. Rangchu being bullied towards this explosive wall. Arslan, not much he can do. Just to continue on the pressure, though. Final seconds, 2-1 lands and wipe the floor. It is going to be Arslan round one.
Huge delay timing commitment right there from Arslan. That one in the round. That was a very clutch moment. Now Rangchu trying to fight back less. Okay, going back to the bear stance. Again, goes to the downward strike, that big backhand swipe. Speaking of swipes, there we go, bear with his.
It seems like he pointed out, the hunting bear stance. He's trying to push towards it, but Arslan able to catch him as he's making the approach. And this is where it's really going to hurt Arslan, continuing on the momentum with his heat dash in.
All right, bullets are flying again, trying to reconfigure that situation. Arslan's like playing jail warden right there.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to keep this bear at bay here. What is he, a zookeeper? Seems like Arslan one round away. This loser semifinals might be going quicker than Rangchu anticipated.
Part-time assassin, part-time zookeeper.
Keep the bears at bay, folks. It's tranquilizer darts that she's shooting at the bear, actually.
100 men versus one bear.
Versus one Nina.
One Nina. Oh, they're all done. Nice scoop up there with the down forward 2.
Oh my goodness, this could actually be the finishing touches. He's still got his heat smash to work with. Oh, the dash in, I mean. And also has the explosive wall. Not quite, doesn't even need it. What a quick second game by Arslan.
He's just got it right now. He has just got Rangchu's rhythm, and he's forced him to stop using the bear stance oppression as much. That hunting bear stance is less used in game 2 than it was in game 1, as you saw. And let's see if he can. I don't know what can he do in these situations. He's gonna have to figure it out. But Rangchu's gonna have to make a huge swing back.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he's quick to the starter gun right off the bat, gets the big float. Usually Rangchu, he's best when he's spacing you out and you have to be the one to approach him. But once he's already at range 0, that's Arslan's game.
Look at all that chip damage. Slowly recovering a little bit, but Arslan just keeps taking it off, peeling it layer by layer.
Oh, and that's the thing. Nina has an X-ray, so he can take that all away if he wants, if he can land that. But Rangchu's still alive here, able to go for the heat activation. Now Arslan has to be very careful.
Down forward one, strings back out. Excellent
Wow.
awareness. He was off axis for the first hit, picked it up, kept walking, and got a huge punish.
Yeah,
amazing.
Man. The change to the bear electric strike, the pushback is just so much that Arslan was able to time that sidewalk from that heat smash. So now Rangchu not looking too good here in terms of rounds, so he's got to tighten things up unless Arslan is going to take this next round.
Oh, went for a big whiff punish attempt there, just not enough frames for it. Excellent block. Looking for that low swipe. Excuse me, sir, can you please get out of the way? We're fighting here.
Yes, watch out for the alpacas, folks. They will be bouncing around. But Rangchu now Last attempt for him to try and go for a heat move or heat smash. Able to get the salmon. Okay, out of the way. Arslan though, still good on the heat timer, but the launch is going to change the story.
It's all coming up. Rangchu getting on the board in game 3. Still a huge hill to climb, but it's one step at a time.
So now just tacking on the legs here, creating that distance. Hunting Bear is now active here. Let's see how Arslan is going to deal with this bear.
Going back to it.
Headbutts after headbutts, and now big swipe from above. Corner pressure. He was actually able to bully Arslan towards this corner.
But Arslan fighting back. Ooh, nice punish there with that double slap. Goes for the triple, looking for that counter hit.
2-1. We swiping downtown here. Arslan eats an electric. Balcony break inbound for Rangchu to possibly use. No, just goes for a real estate advantage. It was the hip attack.
My man just turned into a Mishima. That was crazy.
Hey man, you approve? You approve?
Hey, that's sick. That's sick. What am I gonna disagree with this giant bear?
I mean, add Rangchu to the group chat, bro. He's part of the Mishima group chat. There you go. Graduated.
Let's go. 1-2. Okay, gets the end of there at the wall. This is not looking good for Rangchu. Prime positioning for Arslan. Still has those resources. Activates it. Gets a wall splat as well.
And now so much damage. What a comeback here Rangchu would make if he's able to get it. Still has heat to work with. And now Arslan, be very careful. The sidestep to the launch. Sidewall.
Mishima.
Yeah, well, that's his initiation. Now he's got to rock with it. Ivory Cutter gets denied. They try to go for the circus roll here, but nice escape by Arslan.
Excellent whiff punish and spacing. All right, Rangchu starting to get back in the driver's seat at the moment. If he can take this round, finish off the health bar that's remaining, he can take it to game 4.
The give up option there. Rangchu now on a heat timer, able to get the salmon smash. Arslan has rage and heat activates. Bears can't sidestep that, but we do see this the escape here.
Wait for the bullets, chipping away slowly, but Arslan still at a huge life deficit in rage, just about out of heat. Sir, please.
Alpaca is in the way, unable to get the float, but Arslan with a skull splitter, but no, Rangchu stays alive. What a back and forth we have here, folks. Again, it looked like Arslan was at set point. He could have been able to do that. So now the mental stack still adds on here. Rangchu still hanging by a thread as he continues on. We're going to head towards the arena. Paid for tickets here, not the underground one. This is the commercial arena, folks.
I know how much those tickets are. Hopefully a good deal.
Possibly. Hope.
Nice stage though.
You get this underground arena sound check, and then this one's like the real concert.
All right, that pressure is building here from Arslan, doing what he does best. Rangchu trying to find an opening, throwing some of these claws around, but no success yet. But as I said, that gets it. Spring kick trades as well.
Now, good defense, but no, as I say that, the second hit, let it rip. Arslan able to actually keep this bear at bay and continue to bully the bear.
All right, chipping away so much. All he needs is a big hit like that. This combo might be able to take this round for Arslan. And closes it out.
Big blonde bomb finish by the blonde assassin against the bear. So much bees.
Well, goes back into bear stance. Hunting bear stance, goes under the jab. Just coming at him.
Starting it out. Usually starts it out with matches with that bear bite. So now Arslan is trying to bully him. But walks into the demon breath.
That was a good whiff punish on the bear swipe. Going for those electrics once again. Salmon is out of play.
Bear swipe as well. Gets to the wall. Let's see what Rangchu can do with it. Arslan forced to go for the heat smash just to reset the situation.
Hiding back. Goes for the single shredder.
Who knew bears could fly? Who knew bears got legs? That is crazy. I've seen everything now.
And there we go. We have another round on the board there for Rangchu. Looking good at the moment, but again, he has the knife dangling over his neck at any moment. Arslan just needs to get another 2 rounds and it could be over.
Yeah, he can't rely on his laurels. He can rest on his laurels just yet. That was a good round, but you got to really put it all together and piece it all together. And now the can follow-up.
Excellent punish. Let's see what he's got in store here. Activates heat of his own. Rangchu trying to fight back. Out come the electrics and the bear swipes.
Okay, Salmon Smash is out of here. Arslan, no more heat as well. Life lead on Rangchu's side and some great health for Arslan to work with.
You can see Arslan now is taking more time to put gaps in between his strings, hoping Rangchu will do a heavy option. But right there, excellent while standing punish from Rangchu. Sits on him, knocks him back, 10 seconds to go.
Like that you pointed out, Arslan playing with the timing here and also the grabs. Nice escape, final seconds. Rangchu might be holding on to it, but he's got the great help. The rising option, 40 to 27. Read him and weep, says Rangchu.
Now Rangchu has the lead in game 4. Starts off with a bear breath, coming up with the electrics, trying to push him back and build that momentum once again. But Arslan is making it pretty hard.
Whoa, and at the corner as well. He's still in heat. Salmon smash out of the way. Goes for the swipe up above. Arslan needs to fight his way out of this situation.
Back in the hunting, he was temporarily in the hunting stance. Fish on standby. Excellent combo here from Arslan. Should be taking this one near the wall, but couldn't get what he was looking for. Still has the resource, rage and heat. He is going for it.
Okay, has to block all these bullets. Arslan has a heat smash left. Unable to get it. That was a little short. Goes for the skull splitter and does have rage to work with as well. Gonna be bonus damage. Unable to finish it off, but slides in. Final point for Arslan, or could it be survival point for Rangchu?
That was a very clutch ender there. Arslan putting himself on set point here to potentially go on to the losers finals, but the bear G-Clef, Rangchu fighting back on the verge. Potentially, if he can close out this round, he will be able to take it to a final game.
Okay, downward swipe here. There we have the smash. And Arslan, we've seen this situation before. He has some recoverable health to work with. Rangchu going for the can-can, hunting bear options. Arslan says get out of the way.
Excellent work there. Arslan trying to take that once again back in his favor. He has all the resources. Rangchu on the very, very tough situation regarding his health.
Okay, Arslan rage as well as deficit to work with here. Tries to go for the wall splat, but not there.
Got it in the end. Closes out the round with the Rager. Watch this cutscene. We are going to a final game here with Rangchu and Arslan. Oh,
No,
my mistake. Apology. I completely I was going crazy. Closes it out there.
Yeah, incredible performance by Arslan, but guys, give it up to Rangchu. What an amazing performance. Adopted by the crowd of Melbourne, the bear is loose, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, these games are too good. Good stuff.
The way Arslan was actually able to turn that around. I mean, you got to give it up to Rangchu, right? The dominant rounds were going on Arslan's favor, but the back and forth, Rangchu was fighting tooth and nail for him to actually survive that. So excellent performance. He's going to get a bunch of points here, but Arslan continues on the winner's side. And like you said, he will be facing Ulsan.
Ooh, okay. This is going to be a big one. So far we've seen, variety characters. Most of them are using the characters we usually see them. We did see Chikurin use Lily a little bit, and we haven't seen too much other switches, if I recall. But I wonder, once again, there is always that topic of you might have a pocket character for a particular person. I'll use the example of Chikurin versus Ulsan in TWT 2019. That grand final, out of nowhere, Ulsan, Chikurin used a Kuma.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? That caught Ulsan completely off guard. Caught the crowd off guard. Everyone's like, yo, what's going on? Later on, Nobi did discuss, and he obviously took the win, right? He was a 2019 champion. Later on, Nobi was like, hey, yeah, so, by the way, Chikurin was training that Akuma specifically for Ulsan.
That
he was talking about, it's like, hey, why are you using Kuma? But you never used him in tournament. He's like, oh, yeah, well, this is in case I ever have to play Ulsan.
That's
that
crazy.
time came, and it was the TWT finals, and he had that prepared. He had that in the back pocket. So those picks can happen sometimes. So I'm always curious to see if we see a random pick, and it happens to be one of those reads.
If you have to look at recent TWT standings, Arslan did that with the Katarina pick up against CBM in TWT finals, right? And
That's right.
Specifically trained to go up against that Noctis with the Katarina. So I think when it comes to TWT, that's one of the things that you have to look forward to. And things to look forward to is this bracket, because right now we are at the losers final. So we just had a barn burner of a match between Arslan versus Rangchu, but Arslan moves on to face Ulsan at the losers final. Again, top 4 will be raced to 3s from here on out, while Farzeen, the big boss himself, Falcon's Farzeen, waiting in grand finals. Is he going to face Ulsan, or will he face Arslan? We are about to find out.
We are definitely... man, I really want to see how Ulsan is going to deal with the down forward one string pressure. I think we can all learn a lot from what he may be able to do. But he's going back to the Dragunov, perhaps comfort pick, perhaps certain tools that he's ready to use. But here we have the losers final DNF Ulsan versus Twisted Minds Red Bull Arslan.
Wow, starting things out with a bar fight. Okay, what a way to start things out for Ulsan. Pigeon roll, just to realign. Back 1+2 for the plus frames. And now we see Arslan still on the same type of game plan here, just to smother, oppress with the pressure, and weaponize that pace of Nina Williams.
An excellent splat. Spikes him down once again. Has the heat. Uses a bunch of it there.
Now, what do you think, again, we talked about the pressure that Nina Williams brings to the table. How should Ulsan play this? Should he beat him to the punch or should he space him out?
It really depends on, in that moment, Arslan is very dynamic. So depending on the distance, depending on the timing and what he feels you might be doing, I think you have to be just as dynamic and willing to make him have to question what he's doing and be a step or two ahead.
And do you think Dragunov poses those tools up against Nina Williams? Or
he has every tool you need to play fundamental Tekken, and a lot of the time it's less about the specific tool and more about the timing where you put it. And Ulsan has the timing, it's can he employ it in time?
Okay, so let's see if pen matches to paper here, and practice will come into play as Arslan is in the life deficit. We do see a Rage Art. Oh, wow, the realignment gods in Arslan's favor. Again, this kind of puts a timeout onto the board for Arslan, but life lead is still on Ulsan's side.
And also something to note, Dragunov does have some of the better male character movement in the game.
Okay.
That can assist in little ways when trying to avoid these situations.
Fair enough. So let's see how he's going to deal with those movement. But look at that. Scrambly start, but able to get that Thorn Whip for him to get that bound to start out this round in. Arslan gets the step.
Step on the closeout, gets straight back up and blocks. He's ready to stay in the situation. He's not so uncomfortable where he needs to leave, but gets clipped there with the launcher from Arslan. And we get a rerun of that last situation, this time with heat.
So far, just keeping that baby. What a float jab just to get him out of this corner. And now he's going to regain some of this gray health back and use that heat as well.
An excellent combo. Going for the heat dash shoulder to try and keep that pressure on Arslan. Arslan lets it rip with that heat smash.
Okay, it seems like Ulsan kind of evening out the life, but he is holding on to that rage. You gotta love how he's able to recover that heat, that rage. But final seconds here, death door combo, Arslan nice escape. Ulsan, tried to go for the up 4-4.
He's ready for it, 2-1.
Oh, did he able to get it? Read him away, 30 to 25.
I went for that Hail Mary 3-1 from the distance.
Incredible. It's insane how most of these matches have been really going down to the wire. We got to look at percentages.
100%. Hey. Back three gets whip punish there. A good attempt to home from Ulsan, but Arslan was just already too mobile.
No Ivory Cutter there. Nice punish by Ulsan. No shoulder engaged, though.
So really wanted to bet on that mid. Bullets flying, activates heat on the pushback.
Okay. Trying to go for the ground tech there, but we see him trying to go for those jabs and those hatchets by Dragunov. And now Arslan, no more heat to work with, just the life lead.
Goes for the single flappy. All right, Ulsan backing up, looking for an opportunity. Tried to go for that CD1, that QCF1, and gets down forward for his troubles.
Okay, really pushing each other to that limit to that final round. Again, Farzeen waiting on the winner of this. You gotta wonder how the mental stack of these players are gonna be, especially Arslan, since he's taking the scenic route to get to that grand finals, or will it be Ulsan?
Let's see. Arslan's looking pretty strong at the moment. Looking like he's about to.
Wow.
I don't want to. My bad. 1-2 to approach back and the down forward one to close it out and take what he felt was his.
A little of the script there. I know you're trying to say, so yeah, just a little bit of spoiler on Brown Man's side. But yeah, the realignments have been on Arslan's favor. So back to the drawing board we go to for Ulsan in character select screen. So the Dragunov didn't work. He does have a bit of timing to change things up. Maybe the Lars could be the solution here.
There we go. Going for it. All right, let's see how this one goes. Let's see. I mean, again, we do know Arslan does have a good, solid, world-class Lars. Let's see how he does on the other side.
And you brought up Dragunov having fundamental tools, all good, but Lars brings that oppression.
Lars now does have some pretty good fundamental tools, but he also has the old Blender gameplay as well to throw in.
Not to mention, as you said, the travel agency, just the real estate advantage.
Business.
Yeah, and also the amazing wall combo ender that just adds so much damage to the table.
All right, playing with these strings. Arslan, no delay on the down forward 1 check strings on the mix.
Oh, constant movement here. Okay, it seems like Ulsan all warmed up for this Lars pick, but when the scrambly situations happen, let's see what who will end up on top. But the Arc Blast finds its mark. Arslan gonna get pushed towards the wall.
Just got there. Sends him.
Travel agency guaranteed, bro. Look at that. And also the damage, heat smash keeping you at bay. The trade though.
Go for that 1-1.
Final seconds, Brown man. Ulsan in a bit of a life lead here, but that could change. Oh my god, the slaps.
Low.
Oh, patches in.
To go.
Oh, wow, 5 to 15, and it's Arslan Ash leading the charge with round number 1.
All right, he's going in, rushing up. Look for that down forward 2. Again, these down forward 1s are really doing a lot of work here for Ulsan, trying to get Ulsan's timing, and he's doing a good job so far.
Gets that grab, tries to dynamic entry his way in for some offense, but that's where Nina wants you.
Catching him from a distance. Again, Arslan trying to build up his own down forward 1 pressure. Once again, down forward 1-2 step. Down forward 1-2 step, as I say it.
And that's the new hit radio song, the down forward 1-2 step by Brown Man and Nina Williams. But Arslan Ash now trying to fight for the wall, has to go for the heat just to keep his turn going.
Right, jabbing out. Oh, caught him in the back to the side. Got a lot of damage there while standing 4 check. Tracks him with that heat burst.
Oh, wow, back 4.
Damage.
Still final seconds. It's really going to go down to the wire, Brown Man.
Goes for that low attempt out of range, but the down forward 1 on the approach, taking a round of his own.
You gotta love how they're using the entire real estate and also the entire timer of each round.
Yeah, they are giving us quality content for long hours.
I mean, they're just making the most out of the stage time
100%.
here. And now we see Ulsan. Oh my god, that's so much damage.
Oh, nice up 4-3 call out.
Yeah.
Should be taking this one a long distance.
True. Now, it's a red-eye flight, folks.
There we go. That's that low option. Use that heat dash.
Look at all the gray health. Arslan Ash can make a comeback here, but he's got to gain this health back. Final seconds, actually less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Ulsan trying to go for the down jab, but that could be the start, Brown Man.
Big counter hit. That stiletto in the face is going to cost, but will he be able to close it out with this so much health to recover as well, even if Arslan also can somehow bring something back here. The amount of health Arslan has recovered is intense, and he will delete everything Ulsan has to recover.
But a timeout on the 10 seconds here, so scramble situation to take things to the final seconds. Let's see, Arslan Ash holding on to that health. Oh, okay, jab series to close it out.
And there we go. That was very clutch, very smart way to do things. It left Ulsan with very few options. He's either going to have to go with heavy options to close it out, but was not able to. Now, new round, Arslan breaks the counter hit grab. Excellent work. She's stepping away.
He also got the Sabakis, the reversals for Ulsan to think about, the second guess his offense. So Arslan Ash trying to open up the defenses here, able to actually get the life lead in that sequence. And now no throw for Ulsan to work with. No one has spent heat just yet. Who is going to pose the threat first?
Now, Arslan trying to stick to Ulsan like glue, and Ulsan trying to fight his way out, but really struggling in this round. Ulsan doing a great job at keeping himself attached and just harassing him with these big pokes.
The way that he's able to just smother the defense of Ulsan, making him second guess everything, is insane. Again, all action from pillar to post, and we're right at the 10-second mark. This is where we start swinging for the fences, and Arslan Ash takes the 4th round.
2-0 at the moment.
So now, what do you do if you're Ulsan? You already went through your character of choice, the Dragunov. You went through the Lars. So how is he going to play this one out?
So he's going to think about it, take a few moments. Oh,
whoa! He's teasing the Reina? Do this to the Melbourne crowd? Do they approve of it? And he goes for the Reina. Bam agrees.
This is going to be a very interesting pick. Reina is an extremely difficult character to really apply to your opponent, especially, I think, in a situation like this, he has to finish the race
yes.
with Reina. And will he have that Reina ready for this particular moment. Let's find out.
Hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's slow and steady wins the race, right? So let's see how he's gonna play out this pace. War God kick gets blocked. Constant slaps.
Nice electric instant tailspins. Spikes him down with that while standing 4-4. Hunting off to the plus frames and the power crush through the stance.
Crap, man, I know you asked for a Mishima, but
counts.
definitely counts.
Sure counts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bear counts. He counts.
So Reina priority over Bear in the Mishima
I think
bloodline.
so, yes.
Okay. But Heihachi did leave his inheritance towards the Bears. However, Reina is fighting for it.
Bears
Though.
don't pay taxes. So.
That's true. Oh, evil miss though. Ulsan.
Another one. The
Wow.
Arslan feeling very comfortable at the moment.
The Listerine breaths on Arslan Ash's side. Let's see. This is what's scary because he shuffled around 3 characters.
It's crazy. That's very hard to manage, very difficult. And he might be paying the price here, but he could make something happen. 4-4-2 in the Sentai 3.
Okay, so now continuing on the offense here.
Oh, he's like, are you going to press into me? No, you grab me. All right, never mind.
Okay, forcing Arslan Ash to expend the heat, trying to sidestep his way outside the wall. And now, still on the defense is Arslan Ash, hoping to spend his heat gauge, but unable to spend it.
All right, catched him with that last hit. Again, a lot of down forward ones coming out. Looking for that launch. Wave dash into the forward 4, looking for that axe kick.
Oh, and finds a home for it. War God kick, wow, and also goes for a hop kick to send Arslan Ash towards this side of the stage.
Gets him there. Gets that high grab. Tried to go for it again, but did not wake up in time. He was late for school.
It's not an Arslan and Ulsan game if it's not going to go to the final seconds here, folks. Nice punish. Ulsan finishing his food, able to clean up his plate with 2 seconds left on the clock. Gets round number 2.
Getting on board with the Reina. Those mind game strings on the 2-2. Down forward 1 check. Excellent break from Arslan. Going to multiple stances there for Ulsan, trying to confuse his opponent.
Gets the new low as well as the Demon's Breath. Arslan Ash trying to push and bully his way towards center of the stage, but the plus frames, unable to get it. And now we see a big launch by Arslan Ash.
Excellent tailspin, taking it to the wall. Just about. There we go with the 4-4-3-3 double slap kicks. Steps on him, keeps him down, flips him over. Krabby Patty style. He was waiting there since yesterday.
Was Ulsan having some gray health to work with as well as his heat gauge. And now Arslan Ash getting the plus frames. Nice mid block from Ulsan.
Oh, okay. First hit of the power crush got blocked and punished there. Uses that heat dash from the down forward 1. Goes for the uppercut.
High
Get a tailspin.
It was a high side. And now Ulsan, can he make this comeback happen? But no.
For that hell sweep, but just not fast enough. And then we've got Arslan Ash here on set point in this losers finals. 1 round away from taking it over Ulsan.
Oh my god, nice Sabaki there. Nice reversal by Arslan Ash. It is Arslan Ash eating all these mids though. Can Ulsan have something left in the tank to work with to take it to the final round?
Trying to employ some plus frames with this forward 4. But again, using that power crash, that's a big punish opportunity there for Arslan. This is the momentum he might be looking for to close this set out. Will Ulsan let it happen?
Okay, gets the step, and now Ulsan, the wake up is going to be super important here. And now goes for the War God Kim to keep him at bay. Heat is about to run out for Arslan Ash.
Has the plus frames for that. Goes for the spit. Nice. Goes under it. Tries it again. He's really trying to go for it. He wants to please the crowd. Goes for the God kick. Now, Ulsan activating heat and trying to take his turn back.
Do have a lot of gray health in final seconds, but Ulsan gets wall splat. Arslan Ash is heading to grand finals, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Woo! Reina in the crowd too.
That's true. Approves of the Reina pick. But guys, please give it up to Ulsan. Bring out the Reina. Bring out the Lars. Bring out the Dragunov. An intense back and forth. But we have the grand finals to set the stage. We got Farzeen and Arslan Ash.
That's going to be intense. And no rest for the weary. He is going to have to play the most important set of his tournament run today.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
I will say that Farzeen is in a really good spot. Could be at his career best performance here if he's able to get a huge W up against Arslan Ash. Had an amazing run thus far. I'd say Ulsan was posed the biggest threat to Farzeen, but now that he's not here, another threat emerges in Arslan Ash. And this brings to the question, since they spar a lot together, that could come into question if they're going to bring out unknown characters to try and keep them off guard.
Bring out the bamboozle. But it's one of those things also, it's like, well, I know him well, he knows me well, maybe we're just going to run those hands. Like,
true.
Pure and simple. I would like to see that.
What's crazy is also if we take it to BAM last year, it was actually Lohai versus Chanel, and they kind of ran the gauntlet of different characters as well. It was a Steven Elisa grand finals, but in this one, if we're going to go with the same type of characters, it could be a Victor versus Nina matchup.
I think it might be because at that time, I think one of Lohai's most used characters in the tournament was Steve at that particular time, and obviously Chanel, the Elisa specialist, especially at that period. So that makes complete sense, and I think we may see a similar logic here, but who knows, they might be having a treat for the crowd.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely want to see how this high-level matchup will play out. Farzeen has been looking like a world beater since the start of this tournament from pillar to post, and Arslan Ash, he's like, I mean, he's synonymous to Tekken as we speak. You know, the great Chael Sonnen said, they don't call you the greatest player in the world. They call you Arslan Ash. They call you the greatest fighter in the world. They call you Chael Sonnen.
I do remember Chael Sonnen talking about Arslan Ash that one
Dude,
time.
that's all he knows. Weeks have, Sharks have weeks dedicated to
recognized game, you know?
That is true. But, I mean, heavy is the crown. Farzeen, a young and up-and-comer. You will be playing the rock, paper, scissors here to see which side we're going to play on. Actually, I think maybe you just agreed. No,
Yep.
That's cool. I'll just go whatever side you pick.
These matches have been extremely intense. Every time you see any of them win, they look so drained and defeated. They look like they lost. But they're the ones moving forward.
They are.
It's that high skill and high pressure and high intensity that these guys their bodies are having to keep up.
I think it's more of like not the release of tension for now. I think the release of tension, like the celebration, would come once their hand is raised as BAM 15 champion.
100%. All right, they're plugging in. Two friends, now rivals for the next few games.
That's true. You gotta love the rivalries that are like you're close to this person. I love seeing like team. I mean, I know it's bad to see team kills, but if you see two players that have storied history and also sparred together, you know there's some good ass Tekken right on its way.
Yeah, the mind games are going to be so advanced. We're going to have a lot of situations where we don't understand exactly why they did those things. It's an unusual and a left field kind of decision. But in their mind, it's like, well, he did this and this and this and that last time we played, so I'm going to do these things that usually on level 1 doesn't work, but I know it's going to work on him because we know exactly what we do. And so we're going to see those there, and I'm very interested to see what situations those are based on.
Sticky situations, probably some discombobulations from how these players are going to try to work their way through things. Let's see if he's going to stick to the victor or try to change things up because, I don't know, Yoshi.
Let's see. But we're giving him a moment. And it looks like he's got the victor versus Nino.
So ladies and gentlemen, Battle Arena Melbourne 15. This is your grand finals. We have Arslan Ash versus Farzeen. Let him hear it. Who is going to take BAM 15? We're going to find out in just a bit.
And let's get it going. We are back at the arena. Very appropriate for this grand finals. This is going to be a gun fu fight.
That is true. But Victor, he's got the knives out though. So slight advantage, able to get the 1+2.
Taking him to the wall. Big start, making a statement. That upper swing.
Not quite, but we do see that Victor able to get the Farzeen flash though to start things out. So this can make Arslan Ash second guess himself.
Activating that heat. Both have it on the table at the moment. Arslan's running out a bit. Farzeen uses his up for the plus, goes for the low. Woo!
Big start with the 7 golden letters for Farzeen, but we've seen in the Arslan Ash matches, you know what, his first round's usually just a download, and now just a feeling out process, but Farzeen trying to bait it out once again, just to get the mid knife slash.
Goes for that stomp. Excellent punish there from Arslan Ash. Doesn't play the mind game on the second hit. Once again, that mind game between the two of them. Heat dash is going to be a fat combo.
Huge plus frames, but Arslan Ash finds himself out of the wall situation. Holding on to that heat, bit of gray health, running low from Farzeen.
And Arslan doing his best to try and snuff out those teleports there from Farzeen, those down forward ones, but he's ready. He's not pressing too much and not having to eat much for it.
True. Oh, tried to go for a flash once again, but Arslan Ash pulled the brakes there. Now almost even in terms of life. Tried to wipe the floor. Farzeen with the block and punish to take it to round number 2.
Very dominant so far, showing showing why he's on the winner's side today. 1-2, and again, backing up really well. Victor's backdash is very easy. And goes for the overhead slice.
Yeah, able to actually get the counter hit flash there. So now Arslan has to be very careful as he activates heat. Farzeen power crushes his way through.
The guns are out. All right, big commit on that teleport option there from Farzeen. Arslan gets a big counter hit, spikes him down, trying to keep that pressure up at the wall.
Yo, if you're in Battle Arena Melbourne, you got tickets to the gun show. Let's see how they're going to use it accordingly. No flash here. Arslan really good at timing his offense. And just the button presses. Farzeen not looking too good. One more hit would do it for Arslan.
All right, goes to that low jab. One more hit, and there it is, that low to close it out. 2 rounds to 1. Arslan getting on the boards.
Here we have it, folks. See Farzeen, 2 hits strength. Goes for the overhead sword slash here, but Arslan still picking his shots very well. Being very careful. Nice duck to just... Is the Matrix? We ducking guns now?
Big commitment there from Arslan. He really, from Arslan, Farzeen really had his number on that. Waited down there and made a huge punish.
Nice block on the 2 low swipe here, but look at that. Farzeen just closing the distance right away, keeping Arslan in this corner situation. Trying to go for the back 1+2, the back 2, but still Arslan not biting.
And I did mention earlier before, one of the things that the opponents are going to have to do against Arslan is stay super dynamic, but he is currently 1 ahead in that interaction. But Farzeen doing a good job overall at trying to keep Arslan guessing. Right now, Arslan does have a good streak going. Can he close this round out and even up the round count?
Oh, tried to go for it, but that's the second time he tried to go for the low-high strength from crouch. And Arslan able to punish. I think that was 3 straight that Arslan able to just deny that move.
And it's looking pretty good at the moment. A huge comeback. It looked like this was going to be easily Farzeen's game, but he's having to fight tooth and nail for it. Whoa! Reaction on the heat.
Yep. Able to cancel out the heat. Farzeen able to get that punish. Now we're going to see, just him utilize the heat of Victor to its full effect. Nice block on the jab low.
Got to hit through that. Going for the overhead. Down forward 1 and the low after a delay timing to close it out. Farzeen looking very strong right now. Again, Arslan was fighting back extremely well, but just was not able to cap it off.
Whether he was able to actually time the punishes very well. I know like you said to catch him at the teleports. Was able to do that so well that Farzeen kind of second guessed towards the 3rd and 4th round. But this is still a long set in favor of Farzeen because Arslan does have to reset this entire bracket.
That's a long hill to climb.
It is.
All right, game 2 in this grand finals here at BAM 15. Starts off with the homing slash, building that pressure with his sword swipes.
Oh, goes low that time. We continue to keep jabbing here, but Farzeen still keeping things at bay. Able to get the slash, but no heat engage though.
All right, going for it again. He really feels that he's got Arslan's timing in his head. Arslan's doing a great job right now at kind of mixing it up a lot, but got a weird interaction there, and now Arslan's heat has been activated, and on the other end too.
Excellent response on Farzeen's side, especially with that flash. He was able to actually get himself out of that sticky situation, but Farzeen now scoring himself and netting himself that 1st round. So continuing on the pressure is Farzeen. Let's see if who will press forward, or will the late offense of Arslan be a factor here. No heat just yet, wants to save things up for possibly defense or offensive sounds.
And the launch attempt there from Arslan, not finding its mark. Farzeen in a prime position, gets launched up again. He had the refund, kept the receipt. Arslan going to have a nice position out here after activating that heat and potentially getting to the wall.
Love how Arslan is denying any attempts of offense on Farzeen's side. Nice block to the kip up and punish accordingly, putting Farzeen in the timeout corner. And
Steps on him there.
And we see the Farzeen now flying gentleman knee. Arslan putting out the guns. Both have rage. Lot of gray health on Farzeen's side.
Oh, look for that counter hit. Tried to go for a big sword slash, but Arslan hit the mark very quickly. Did not allow that.
Really going down to the final seconds for both these players. That's how well they know each other, and that's how well they're timing their offense. Not putting too much away, not overextending and continuing on the offense here on both sides.
For sure, and it's definitely one of those things where Arslan's trying to figure out these little holes. I was about to say, there's going to be these situations where he's like, I can make a bigger commitment that seems a bit risky, but it's going to work out, and those are starting to come out. Farzeen, though, trying to continue his game, and an excellent whiff punish there from Arslan.
Yeah, and you talked about it before, right? He wants to stay at that range 0, but when Farzeen creates that distance and he comes in, it's quite linear, and Arslan able to sidewalk that. Gonna keep him at bay, but we get a big counter hit low by Farzeen.
I think Farzeen is doing, in those situations where he's forced to play in that range 0, he is dealing with it better than most, for sure, and he's able to find success there where other players have not been.
Ooh.
But right now, as I say that, Arslan is taking it up a notch.
Yeah, he is. Tried to go for that flash attempt once again, but as you pointed out, Brown Man, Arslan just playing around with the timing, cycling through his offense and his button presses to catch Farzeen blackened. But I would have to say that when Farzeen is trying to go for those flash attempts, he's still putting in the head that Arslan has to second guess his timing.
An excellent wall combo beginning here. Steps on him for the Oki. Oh, trying to, again, going for those Farzeen flashes.
Yeah, but still, you know what?
It's going to hurt. The big wall splat. Arslan looking primed to earn the next round.
Okay, trying to go for the flying knee. Oh, explosion, death from above. Forces to go into heat right away, but the sidestep option by Arslan to tie it up.
He's smiling. All right. That was a big comeback there from Arslan. He had a lot more opportunities where he got those sidestep punishment opportunities and really capitalized on them and put Farzeen in rough situations.
100%. So, seems like Urban Square is the next stage we're going to go in here. Arslan really making use of the walls, really making use of just the combos that Nina does present. So, how will Farzeen fight his way back into this? We'll find out.
I see, again, more subtle parry attempts here from Arslan showing themselves, which is interesting because there's so many weapon attacks from Farzeen, so he must be confident in some of those call-outs. And now down forward one strings at the wall. Big punish on the down back 4 attempt, trying to get a counter hit perhaps. Farzeen pays with his life.
Big round for Arslan. It just seems like his confidence is slowly rising, as it seems like now it's Farzeen that's to chase down some offensive attempts on his side. Guns are out, but we do see that Farzeen is trying to fight back here.
Double low swipes on the knee, of the ankles. Goes for that poke on the low. Heat dash.
Another flash attempt there, but Farzeen, you gotta give him up. I gotta give it up to him. Persistence tries to wear out resistance, but at this point, Arslan 2 rounds in, 2 early rounds. We're so used to seeing the final seconds of these rounds, and now a parry attempt by Farzeen.
There's double slap to fight back. Gets another interesting trade. Arslan throwing those bullets out. Good delay, step delay from Farzeen. Arslan takes advantage though, and comes up with the scoop.
Able to get the DF2 series here, and Farzeen might be in a really rough spot here. Real estate advantage on Arslan side. No heat on his side, but trying to open him up with that new move, but able to bring out the guns, and that was a really quick game, I would have to say, by Arslan
100%. That was very dominant. Has shown, okay, look, I've got you now. What are you going to do about it? And let's see what Farzeen is going to do about it. He does have another set to work with, but I am certain he does not want to let it go that far.
Yeah, we're heading back towards Underground Arena. So it seems like the mind state, the flow state is on Arslan side. And the reset could possibly happen. So let's see how he's going to try to fight his way back in this.
Game 3. This is, Game 4. This is a tough one to be a part of. In this amount of games that they've played, there's so much, fatigue and mental, just a lot of thoughts on the mind when you're playing for this long at this high of a level. And to see these guys continue to be able to perform like this, constantly change, constantly think about their next option, 5 moves ahead, and play under this pressure is always impressive.
Oh, yeah. So now Farzeen able to get the low heat smash. We didn't see that much, and able to get a wall explosion as well. It's going to be a lot of great health on Arslan side, but Farzeen needs to make an attempt at something big here to stay alive at the winner's side.
Well, Arslan trying to take this round back, activating that heat, now snuffing out anything Farzeen has for him, who comes in with the running 2 approach. 1-2 snuffs anything out. Heat dash, what's he looking for?
Pressing forward is Arslan, and now walks into a big counter hit, and this is going to do it for Farzeen, putting a timeout on the clock to just recuperate and try to figure out how to climb his way back and seal the deal here on the winner's side of things.
There we go. First round in game 4, going to Farzeen, hoping to claw this one back.
Oh, but tremendous start for Arslan though. Just trying to reset things up, but Farzeen fighting his way back and towards the center spot to push towards the wall.
Running with those slaps, gets the Farzeen flash back to the explosive wall, but Power Crush sends him back, hurdling where he came from.
Let's see, surging offense from Arslan, able to actually get that sidestep and launch. I lost count how many attempts that he's able to do that with, and luckily for Farzeen, this wall is not going to explode.
There we go, that's going to hurt. Oh, nice walk again. So agile, pulling out these slower buttons from Farzeen that can be walked, and he is not there.
Yeah, sidestep right has been the offensive start for Arslan, and Farzeen getting caught overextending here. Farzeen's got steps of his own, though.
And he does, and he's trying to build up once again. Chip down what Arslan has, but Arslan just so accurate and so surgical with these down forward 2 uppercuts.
True, and now exploding wall on the side of Arslan, unable to get the more from that combo, but he's still holding on to the life lead and his heat.
He's building up, he's trying to step around there. He uses up that heat, trying to push put Farzeen back, but Farzeen gets a huge launch opportunity.
Okay, so now this opportunity needs to count here. Gonna keep the real estate advantage. Try to keep it going. Try to keep the offense going before Arslan gets it. Gets the step, and now 1 round away from tying up the set. 2 games each. Can he take this one, though?
I can tell Farzeen's feeling a little good now. He wants to take this next round and take it to potentially the final game. Excellent follow-up there on the flash attempt. All right, the full 3-hit string on the slaps.
Especially coming from that Urban Square match, that was such dominance put on display for Arslan. So for Farzeen to fight his way back in is super important for the mental stack he has on him.
All right, Arslan trying to poke away with multiple levels, 3 layers of pressure here. And it's doing a great job, but both of them have heat and have so many tools at their disposal. Arslan lets it go, flips him over. Could this be his round?
Okay. Explosion, and now just the jab attempts just to keep him at bay, able to get the 1. So are we going to see a 2-2 or a reset here for Arslan?
Either way now, Arslan's being a bit more aggressive now. He wants to close this one out. Farzeen taking a bit of a risk, but gets X-rayed.
And now we see some low attempts. Nice rising option by Farzeen. No explosion behind him, but a big low for Arslan to open up Farzeen.
Goes to the slide while he's down. Pushing him there. This is going to be rough for Farzeen. He's going to need to make a miracle happen in this round.
Okay, sidewalking. No, gets clipped. Able to get the Farzeen flash. So continuing on the offense. Plus frame for plus frame. And gets the mid slash to continue on the offense.
Amazing play there. Taking him to the wall. This could be his opportunity to close this game out and take it 2 for 2.
Oh!
There we go. Taking it to final game in this grand finals.
2-2 here at the Underground Arena. Big sigh of relief on Farzeen's side, but the job is not done just yet. We're going to head towards the celebration on the boat in France.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep pretending like how to pronounce it.
There's 3 major Tekken events in France.
True, you're right.
In France this year. It's going to be crazy.
You can see the Tekken players behind.
Nice walk there. Trying to go in with the down forward 1. Now this is Farzeen's opportunity to make a huge statement to the world and potentially win BAM 15 here, but he's got one of the biggest monsters right in front of him.
True. Goes for the stiletto heels, constantly peppering some pressure here on the low attempts. Farzeen tried to go with the flying gentleman knee, able to get the punch parry, and now he needs to make sure this heat counts. The sidewall splat in his favor.
Excellent conversion there. Keep him at the wall. He knows where he wants him. Still has the heat as his disposal. I can't even speak. This is getting crazy. Out of there.
Explosive attempt. No counter hit low. 1 more tap would do it for Arslan to gain the round, but Farzeen still fighting. Goes for the down back 4. He wants to close out this round. It's going to be super important, Brown Man.
Should be able to close it here. And the Rage Art to close it out, taking a lead in the set. 2 games apiece, 1 round ahead. 2 more to go. to take the championship.
Easier said than done here. A slow climb for him to claim the championship of Battle Arena Melbourne, but Arslan still has reset at the summit here. Can he climb towards it though?
Looking for a good situation here. Keeping that pressure up. He's feeling it now. Back to the wall. Arslan in a little bit of trouble. Using those plus frames. Farzeen feeling good.
And now Farzeen holding on to this heat. Let's see if he'll be able to use it. Goes to the 2 swiping lows. Crown slam here just to keep it going. And now a rage art for Arslan to just stop the attempts of offense here. Just to put a timeout on the clock.
There we go. And this is going to be rough for Arslan still, even though he got a big gets a counter hit, scoops him up at the wall. Has that heat available, so does Farzeen, trying to fight back, but Arslan really changing up the timing.
Battle of the counter hit lows. Farzeen now forced to block, and now no more heat available. Trying to contest the stiletto heel lands for Arslan to take round number 2.
Arslan just not afraid to just keep dashing in your face and then just do a poke that isn't the fastest either, but he knows it's going to hit.
It all started with that slide in counter hit. Let's see how he's going to just duplicate that same types of attempts. Farzeen still going to the back 2 flashes, but Arslan not biting.
Caught him with the upper. Now we've got heat plus frames on there running 2. Caught him homing. Got the wall splat. This is looking very good, Podge.
Side wall once again. Pushes for this one. Couldn't get the attempt. Wiped the floor, and Arslan still back in this game. Flash unable to get it.
All right, looking good for Arslan. Gets the heat dash. Forward 1 goes for the low.
Oh!
And we had a half of a slow-mo there. Arslan on reset point here against Farzeen.
Farzeen needs to duplicate that same type of confidence as Arslan eats that DF2. Now, we've seen this before. He can't rest on his laurels just yet. Good start, but Arslan always tries to find that finish.
Spike him down, using the guys that are trying to throw everything he has at him. Wants it to go to the next round. He wants to take this home.
Ooh.
All right, goes to the mid. Plus frames is looking good for Farzeen, but he could see this swing back.
Whoa!
Excellent low parry. He has heat in his pocket. Could he be taking this to the final round?
Able to get it, and now Farzeen looking to close out the set, but Arslan looking for that reset, folks.
Tried to go for the double low swipe. Arslan snuffed it out. Going for that homing mid. Goes for the high. Gets bullets for breakfast. Double low. Gets the high swipe.
And now we see that Farzeen working with some heat. Arslan joins him. Nice duck and able to go for that launch. Arslan putting the finishing touches here, possibly for that reset. Farzeen's got a big hill to climb here with some gray health.
Definitely in trouble, and there it is. The bullets closing it out there. Arslan resetting the bracket here at BAM 15.
Wow, and look at that. Arslan just so, I mean, I don't know, that set possibly drained him, but you still got to play another one, folks. And Farzeen, hopefully the mentality is still there because we keep on rising as the stakes keep getting higher and higher.
Whoa. Floating cows, huh? All right, we're gonna let everyone take a breather for a second. Let's just look at this. That was an intense set. That was so close. Obviously, now they want to side switch. Now, it is technically a new set for you guys who don't know. After a reset, it is a new set, fresh. You can change sides. You can ask to change sides and rock, paper, scissors as they have.
Okay, and it seems like they will be going for that side swap reset. Now, one thing to talk about is the mentality, right? After being so close to claiming the prize, to canceling out the reset, getting to that final round, you have to wonder what the mentality of both these players are. Arslan has been sprinting since the losers bracket, going through monster after monster. By Farzeen, you also have to wonder how his mentality is after facing a gauntlet with Arslan. He has to run it back, but on an opposite side now.
This is probably a nightmare for many players. It's the dream of someone to be here, but it's probably the nightmare to have it against either one of these players.
Right. And just the mentality, the fortitude, and also the stamina being put on display is really world-class from both these players, Arslan and Farzeen, folks, here at Battle Arena Melbourne 15.
Wow, this is crazy, and the crowd is feeling it. They are waiting for the conclusion for this one. They've invested all their time, their energy, their hopes throughout this weekend, throughout the year, since the game came out, and it's one of these moments where I saw a pole pop. I was like, whoa. But yeah, this is where it comes and culminates. But here we go. We're about to kick off the final stage of BAM 15. The most stacked tournament in Australian or OCE history, and definitely one of the most stacked tournaments of the year. But here we go. We have Arslan Ash with the Nina, and we have Farzeen on the Victor. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these champions. Let's get it going.
Both have already, this is a reset grand finals, folks, so stakes are definitely a lot more higher, I would say, on Farzeen's side. Arslan Ash running with the momentum here, gets the grab, still at center of the stage here, able to get the second hit counter.
Yeah, reaping the rewards of that one there, taking it to the close to the wall, activating heat. This start of the round was just high tempo, off the bat, no delay, everyone swinging.
And now forcing Farzeen to go into heat, but the slap's able to actually take it for Arslan Ash to actually be leading this dance for the first round.
Farzeen tried to approach there, but got slapped immediately, and another counter hit. Arslan's just landing the mark, 2 for 2 so far.
This is crazy how maybe Arslan Ash just running away with like a freight train with the momentum. Farzeen's got to find a way to stop the unstoppable force. He's got to be the immovable object here. Moving on away, but the grab attempt, and now the side switch.
All right, trying to keep him at the wall, trying to get that Farzeen flash. Nobody home, 1-2, starting that pressure. Gets a side switch on the grab, maybe an advantageous position he's looking for.
Life deficit, not looking too good, but nice attempt there by Arslan Ash. Down back fours, we're peppering it in there.
Goes to that low slide. One more hit is all Arslan needs to take this round.
Explosion, and now just mid-check attempt. Arslan Ash looking real strong in the first game of the grand final reset.
Big difference. Actually grabs him on there.
Yeah, on the offensive attempt there. So now Farzeen trying to push for the wall. We haven't seen any big swings from Farzeen just yet. And as I say that, nice punish there by Farzeen.
Just going to get a bunch of damage and a good situation for him. See if he can keep it going and close out this round and get on the board in this reset. Again, fresh set. He has not got around yet.
True. Okay, able to power crush his way through. Gets the high splat as well. Tries to push for the finish here. Can he find it though? Able to walk the skull splitter. Farzeen on the board.
Excellent work. Getting on the board once again. Again, fresh set. Gets a counter hit. Again, every round so far, I think we've seen a big counter hit at the start of the round on Farzeen. Arslan's just finding his mark.
Trying to go for that back two attempt once again, but Arslan Ash really peppering some lows and some mids to avoid that punch parry.
So the downward strike. Excellent read there from Arslan. Knows that Farzeen likes to approach with that double low.
Okay, nice block on the low. Tried to go for a punish attempt, but Farzeen was ready. Okay.
Flying knee, heat dash. Goes to that low once again. Lets the high rip, but the counter hit grab. Shouldn't be dead here. One more big hit is 2.
1, and we're still waiting for it, but Farzeen's still fighting for his life.
He's still alive. One picture is all he needs, but Arslan taking the first game fairly cleanly.
Mid-check attempt there, still running with that same momentum we did see before the grand finals reset.
It's like cooldown. What is that?
Yeah. What are you talking about? We keep going. We keep full sending this.
Stay heated. All right, game 2. Let's see if Arslan can keep this one going. Farzeen definitely needs to figure a few things out and try and take and strangle back game count.
Kind of terrifying to see how Arslan Ash just keeps running with the momentum ever since the losers bracket. So it begs the question, right? Is he a bigger threat on winner's side or loser's side? Because it seems like Farzeen's still trying to find his footing in this grand finals reset.
I think Arslan definitely, both of these players actually huge threats on both sides of the plate. Well, we're going to find out if Arslan can really just take it double time.
Yeah, continue on and hold on to this momentum.
Threading that needle, very nice. Gets that big sword slash.
And it gets that Sabaki. Both of them on the heat timer here. Arslan Ash couldn't. Oh, spends it right before it expires, not allowing Farzeen to use his, and now punches him out of it.
He really tried to use that knee heat dash, but got snuffed out before, and it ran out anyway.
Farzeen now having some rage to work with. Nice rising punish. The mid-check attempts, and now just throwing hands in the corner. Arslan Ash looking so sharp in this second game.
Amazing timing changes here from Arslan. Again, nice big scoop up. Excellent combo. The floor has already broken level 1. We might be going downtown, downstairs. Let's get it going to the Jin Fever Dream Crow's Nest.
Yeah, pace and pressure is what Arslan Ash is bringing to the table. Tried to go for an attempt there, but we do see Arslan Ash still sticking him like glue.
Not letting go.
Okay, now we see that Farzeen pushing for that heat. And now Arslan joins him in the process. Good duck from the grab attempt there, and Arslan continuing the pace and just smothering him with wave of offense.
Does have that heat dash available, as you saw there. One more hit, but Farzeen can bring this one back. It's just going to be very difficult. Goes for that heat dash slice. It's a little bit of his heat back. That counter hit on the down back 4. This could be big for him.
Wall is there though, final seconds. Farzeen's got to go for a Hail Mary swing, but it's Arslan to go for the big low. One more round to take game number 2.
That's crazy. A big read that he didn't need to do that, but he's like, I think this is going to hit. No doubt, no hesitation. He went for it.
The no look, right? Just able to go for that big wipe the floor, and now that paid dividends for him. Farzeen still has to get a round on the board in this game number 2.
Arslan starting to mess around with the string timing, the string number of hits, and really trying to catch Farzeen off guard. 1-2, then down forward 1. Excellent.
And now forcing the attempt. Nice mini movement there for Farzeen just to get the heat activation out of the way by Arslan.
Excellent wall carry here from Farzeen. Let's see how far he can go. Still uses that Oki really well.
Caught him coming in.
That's going to be very high damage, especially taking that hit and being on very low health. Going to heal a little health himself.
Able to get a big chunk here, and Arslan still has heat to work with. Can run up heat smash, and that is going to be it for game number 2. Arslan. What a reset run he's going through as we speak. Farzeen now might need to slow things down and go back to the drawing board with how he's going to try to approach this next match. Folks, Farzeen with a big smile on his face looking at the crowd. But let me hear y'all make some noise for this grand finals reset, ladies and gentlemen. Farzeen? What? Going with the Reina here at Battle Arena Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they just love Reina around here, and I wonder why.
I mean, Reina's in the front row right now. Of course they love Reina. But will this Reina attempt change things up? Because like we called out with the Ulsan match, he has to stick with the Reina all throughout. I love how he looked at Ulsan. He's like, hey, check this out. Reina, bro.
Let me show you. Let me show you. 1-2. Trying to chop at those lows. Now let's see what kind of, who's going to be able to adapt to this new environment faster. Yes, Farzeen has got Arslan in a situation where he needs to worry about a new character, but he does as well. Will he be able to pick it up fast enough before Arslan can finish this one game?
That is the question, though. Mid-check, able to actually get it for Arslan to continue on his wave of momentum. How much offense we're seeing out of this this Reina just yet? Because it's the Arslan show. He's just constantly pressuring the headbutt heat engage, though. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
I think a little bit of what I'm seeing right now is Arslan just trying to hit hard and fast and not let Farzeen start to adjust to using Reina.
True. Just constantly just smothering him with that offense, pace and pressure, as we called out. Arslan now holding on to that heat dash, and now just getting himself out of that wall situation.
That was looking good. 1-1-2 into the Sentai high. Arslan saw it coming. That's Farzeen there. Oh, this is going to look good for Farzeen.
Able to carry towards that wall, and now Farzeen on the board. One more would do it, and now the crowd comes alive for the Reina Farzeen.
Yeah, it looks like he's still adjusting his combos and things to Reina to try and find the max damage, so it's slowly coming together, but again, he needs more time, it looks like.
Electric temp, trying to go for that new low. Peppering in some offense here to just try to open up the offense or open up the defense of Arslan.
Don't break. Now, I wonder if they've trained these characters together or not, and is that the reason for this pick?
That is the question, right? But he has to gamble it all on this this character just to try and find his way back in this Grand Finals reset. Arslan, though, still relentless with his offense and mid-checks, but the Sentai 3 finding its way. Big damage on the board for Farzeen.
Taking that range away, coming back in, activating heat. Arslan goes for the heavy sweep, really in Farzeen's head. He really wanted to show what he had, but Farzeen quick to duck that second one. You're not getting me twice. One round away from taking a game and getting on the board in this reset. Farzeen needs it.
Definitely saw something there. Really goes for that wipe the floor towards the tail end of the match. But Farzeen now trying to pressure with his own, able to get the headbutt engage. Hell sweep. We keep going with the offense, tagging the low, spending it all, but trying to go too much with that hell sweep though.
It's an excellent splat there. Trying to end the combo early, keep the pressure up, goes underneath the 1-1 jabs. Excellent tail spin. pressure is on. Still, heat is available. He's definitely going to try and use it.
Okay, trying to finish some strings. Enhanced gun goes right for the heat smash here. Both life is almost about even, but Farzeen. Oh my goodness, we're at the final round here, folks.
And here we go. We have tournament point here for Arslan Ash. Can he take it here over Farzeen and the newly showed Reina?
Let's see how Farzeen's gonna go for it. War God kick. Hell sweep attempts here. We're gonna see him try to go for him dropping down these heal drops.
Excellent flappy into the guns. Farzeen fighting for his life here. Goes for the electric for the keep out. Triple slaps here from Arslan, feeling confident. Farzeen activating heat, trying to take his turn back.
Ooh, able to get the heat. Oh, that's gonna get punished. 1-1-2.
1-2. Arslan still has a chance, activating heat, putting it out there. Wants to end it here. Can he do it? Goes for the load. Throwing everything he has. The heat smash hitting. Heat smash getting blocked there, but hitting hard on the chip.
Now let's see. Arslan Ash go for it.
Big sweep, and we have our BAM 15 champion coming through losers, resetting the bracket in a nail biter and taking down one of the best in the world in Farzeen. We have Arslan Ash.
But guys, please give it up for your second placer. Please make some noise for Farzeen. What a bracket, what a tournament, what a grand finals. The run that Arslan Ash had to go through just to get the grand finals and waiting at the wings was Farzeen. This run would definitely be talked about in future BAM events.
Oh, for sure. We're going to talk about it at every BAM event. And they're going to be, Arslan's going to be immortalized in the Wall of Champions. Congratulations there, but amazing performances from all these players. We had some crazy performances from the beginning. The women's semifinal, we had Chikurin and Ulsan. You know, again, Ulsan continues to have a good standing against Chikurin. Farzeen, Nobi, Farzeen. Again, Farzeen was looking like he was about to take this whole thing.
Yeah.
Arslan just clawed his way through that loser's side and came back to just take it all. And honestly, as Farzeen, what do you do now? He tried multiple characters and it just wasn't able to work. He's gonna have to go back, look at it, and I'm sure, look, they are all friends. They will talk about that and see how they can improve each other.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think this is just the start for Farzeen, right? This is like one of his career best outings. For him to go up against Arslan Ash, he is the franchise player. He is one of the most dominant players in the scene right now. And I think once he was able to reset everything, the mental stack was already in favor of Arslan Ash. So congratulations to him. He had to go through hell and high water to get to that grand finals, and the way he did it in emphatic fashion, a 3-0 up against Farzeen in the grand finals reset, that is one to behold.
It was an amazing run, and that's why a lot of people call him one of the GOATs of Tekken, and you can't deny that. He proves day in, day out, time after time, why he is one of the greatest of all time.
Exactly. So again, this is just kind of the start of the Tekken World Tour. This is the third Masters event. We still have a lot on the way and a lot of Challenger events. Guys, please also register so you can tally up your points, because we are still, I would say, in the 1/4, not even the 4th of the Tekken World Tour chapter. Like Bryan said, this is a longer run compared to last year. A lot more Challenger events and a lot of Master events, Master Plus events compared to last year.
We got 3. That goes with a huge change in the points distribution, the amount of points. As I mentioned, like, we're talking about the numbers that we could look at and hopefully be safe at last year. You know, you could get about 1,000, 1,300 was, you was kind of safe and in. Now, we're seeing, 11, 20 on players already, and it's May.
Yeah, and I'd want yeah, that's true. And I want to say, if you want to compare it to last year, just the high level of gameplay. Like, Tekken 8 just came out last year, but the fact that we're getting grand finals resets, going down to the wire in terms of seconds, like always at the 8-second range, that's when we get a conclusion to the match. For such an aggressive game, you got to admit the level of competition here. They're finding ways to just have defense, have the active defense to continue pushing the meta of this game. So. Excellent. I would say it's an excellent time to be a Tekken fan. If you guys want to check out more for the Tekken World Tour, head on over to TekkenWorldTour.com. And Bryan, where do we go for the social?
Oh, you can go to X at Tekken, X at BNE Esports, and if you want to watch this match, I'm going to watch this back now. I'm going to go straight to BNE Esports on YouTube and relive that insanity.
Just the whole top 8 was just crazy. So shout outs to each and every one of you that showed up in chat. Shout outs to all the players as well. Shout outs to one of my best friends and also best on the mic here, Mr. Brown Man over here.
And we did have a lot of help on the mic over. We had Margin Obama and Chip. Big shout to them and everybody. But it's been a pleasure, as always. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Not so enthusiastic to clap yourselves.